Land, this is God-given, not from blue tops like Marge Simpson, just hard discipline, pot simmering, cooking up, no rocks in the pan, watching the plane form in the sand, bidding castles out of thoughts in our head, late nights, no sleep in my bed, trying to see my dreams manifest. Look at that, now look at that, we nice. Put the past on ice, I was bad like Mike, now I'm good like Kendrick said, boy, we gon' be alright. I just double my price, yeah. I get love on sight, that's the only love I like. Now look at that, we nice. For all the ones who showed up with no motives. That fake love is so bogus. I don't take love from false owners. Don't respect those who promote it. On paper, you look honest. On the outside, looking in. Like, oh wow, look at them, your time passed. Look again, now my glasses to the brim. I'm throwing passes to the rim. Shots, we going in. Not too bad for middlemen. Took some jazz. Drinking every night, I'm drinking with the heart. I'm drinking with the heart. Put the past on ice. I was bad like Mike, now I'm good like Kendrick said, boy, we gon' be alright. I just double my price, yeah. I get love on sight, that's the only love I like. Now look at that, we nice. Put the past on ice. Now look at that, we nice. Put the past on ice. Now look at that, we 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 nice. On the outside, looking in. Bad like Mike. Look at them, your time passed. Look again, now my blessing. Going in, not too bad for middlemen. Took some jazz.
Sziasztok, szép jó estét kívánok mindenkinek! Folytatjuk az Ark Conquest-et Sumeruban. Ott tartottunk, hogy felkeltünk, és olyan déjà vu érzésünk van, szia Puncher, hogy mintha már ez a nap egyszer lefolyt volna. Nézzük meg, hová vezet ez a dolog.
I arrived early.
You seem kind of tired. Did you not get enough sleep?
I'm doing well. There's no need to worry. Shall we go? Let's start with the stalls over there.
Sure. Traveler, why are you just standing there?
Olyan furcsán néztünk. Ő is érzi, hogy valami nem stimmel. Ja.
They're selling food over that way. Let's go take a look.
Még ha előre tudnék menni, és akkor szaladna utánam, de nem. El kell sétálni kézen fogva.
This is a stall offering foods from the Haft-Mewa feast.
You are quite well informed, miss. I thought most people nowadays wouldn't know.
They're all plants. Oh, Paimon's a little disappointed. Actually, what is the Haft-Mewa feast you mentioned just now?
It's one of the Sabzeruz festival's traditions. People used to set their tables with 7 different foods to symbolize the 7 virtues of the Dendro Archon.
De Dunyarzadnak is, minthogyha olyan monotonabb hangja lenne, bár mondjuk már régen volt az előző rész, de ő is érzi, hogy valami nem stimmel. Valami nagyon ismerősnek tűnik. De Paimonnak nem tűnik fel.
Really? Paimon thought it looked like some kind of food.
The moon signifies...
És Puncher újra lecsap. Egy újabb gújnével.
Wait a moment.
Is he really looking it up in a book?
Oh, right. It means illusions and lies. But if you trust your intuition and overcome your fears, the sun will surely rise.
Mintha már hallottam volna ezt.
Understood. I'll keep that in mind.
Tényleg, nem... Az előző napon életvidámabb volt
Oh, it's
szerintem.
nothing.
Mivel
I'm just
alig
learning as I
várta a
go.
fesztivált.
Guess that was still pretty interesting. Okay, on to the next stall. So, where to next?
Loptam egy növényt. De csöndben van Dunyárzsád is. Egész kínos ez a néma séta.
All right, soldiers. Now that you have your Yalda candies, don't...
Yes, Knight Ferris!
Jó, ezek a beszélgetések már voltak, úgyhogy ami olyan, azt
Ferris, the Night of
elszkiptelem.
Flowers, is another Sabzeruz festival icon and one immensely popular with children.
Annyira fáradt hangja van.
It's all thanks
Igen.
to Miss Dunyarzad's sponsorship that the children can meet. Oh, do you want some Yalda candies?
What's to pick? Don't...
It's not that simple.
Ooh!
And there's also lizard tail and...
What? Traveler, help!
Great! These boxes of candy are numbered 1 to 5 from left to right. Which one do you
Négyes
want?
húztunk, igaz?
Ah, excellently chosen. Number 4 is indeed Sunsetia.
Paimon, bet you had incredible luck, and Paimon was
Szerintem ez
right.
nem szerencse volt, Paimon. Nem tudom miért, de mintha tudtam volna, hogy a 4-es számú az...
How's that possible? It's obviously random.
Ja, milyen furcsa érzés.
Maybe we didn't sleep very well last night. Or maybe we slept too much.
Bocs, Dunyárzad, de egy pillanatra le kéne lépnem.
Oh, sure.
Huh? Where are you going? You're just gonna walk off like that?
Miért is? Ja, várjál, voltunk itt tegnap. Tegnap, hát a történet szerint tegnap.
A feeling of deja vu? Oh, Paimon knows what that is. It's when you feel like you've already experienced whatever is going on. In that case, Paimon also felt something like that today. But that's just our brains playing tricks on us, isn't it? So why'd you
Nem
run
vagyok
here
benne
in such a
biztos.
hurry?
Valami olyat akarok csinálni, amit normál esetben nem szoktam.
So that's it. You're intentionally doing things you usually wouldn't and seeing if you still get that same feeling of deja vu.
Aha.
Welcome, you two. Are you here for lunch? What would you like to eat?
Szénen sütött Agilanak süteményt,
Got
légy
it.
szíves.
You don't look like you're from these parts, but I gotta say, you've got good taste. I'll give this order to the kitchen.
Charcoal-baked Angelina cake? Isn't it that burned thing that didn't look tasty at all? Oh, Paimon understands what you're trying to do now. You'd never normally order something like this. That thing? Are you really gonna eat it? Isn't this going a bit too far?
It's for science, Paimon! Mi ez a fej?
How was it? The look on your face is telling Paimon that it tasted awful.
Nem, igazság szerint egész finom volt.
Then, you mean
Ez az íz.
that's impossible? a deja vu?
Úgy tűnik, hogy már próbáltam ezt a kaját előtte.
Paimon also gets the impression that we've been here many times, even though we aren't regulars. How about we go out again and try something else?
Oké, menjünk ki. Achievement? Vagy nem tudom, mintha achievement lett volna, ja, kaptunk valami achievementet, beszarok. Itt jöttünk be. Akkor itt megyünk ki.
Hey, Dinyarzad is sitting by herself on that bench over there. What a coincidence, Dinyarzad. We meet again. Why are you sitting here all by yourself?
Oh, I ran into some kidnappers just now, but thankfully Dia came to my rescue. I started to feel unwell after that, so I sat down here.
Kidnappers? Oh my goodness, are you hurt?
I'm okay. Dia's arm got scratched, but it isn't serious.
Whew. That's a big relief. But, Dunyarzad, you seem a little down today. It's the Sabzeruz festival, and you've been looking forward to it so much.
Not at all. I've always been like this. Excessive physical exertion or strong emotions tend to aggravate my illness. Besides, no matter how amazing today may be, it is but a single day. After however many more days,
Teljesen más a
my time will come to an
hozzáállása
end.
is.
Paimon doesn't quite follow you, and Paimon feels like something's really got you down right now.
Sajnálom, hogy az előbb hátra kellett hagynunk téged.
It really is fine. I don't mind.
Te nem tapasztaltál valami szokatlant mostanában?
Huh? Did something happen?
Dunyarzad, have you ever felt deja vu? You know, like when you've already experienced something that's happening right now?
Deja vu? No. But my days have been the same for years now. Even if I were feeling deja vu, I suppose I would already be used to it.
Oh, Paimon sees. Then, is it only the two of us?
It's almost time.
Huh? Time for what?
Nilu's Dance of Sabzeruz is about to begin. Let's go.
Érdekes. Legalább most tovább vitt a játék, nem kellett oda szaladnunk.
With your lack of intellectual credentials, I do not believe you are qualified to debate with me. What you should be doing is finding workers to tear down this ridiculous eyesore. When we return, have the
Szívesen
scribe draft an
megpicsáznám
ordinance
egyébként
before the
őket.
next Nyargarbaha day.
Úgy az egész akadémiát
Prohibits
nagyon
performances.
szívesen
We
elverném.
will
Csak
publicly
úgy.
announce it later through the Akasha.
Understood. I will inform him when I return.
The Sabzeruz festival. Go celebrate the birth of that god to your heart's content.
Hát tiszta köcsögök. Leállították a fesztivált, mert nem tisztelik az új istenüket. És nem akarják megünnepelni. Nekik kéne eleve megszervezni a fesztivált.
Are you okay?
Oh, Dunyarzad. The Grand Sage ordered us to stop the performance.
It's okay. There's nothing we can do about it.
Most teljesen
You've been
más.
really looking forward to this. I don't want you to have any regrets.
It truly is unfortunate, but I don't want to cause trouble for anyone. Didn't the Grand Sage say that he might investigate the organizers?
True, but... well, okay. I'll just have to try again next year.
The next festival. I probably won't be around by then.
Ez szerintem nem hangzott el a legutóbb.
Wait, what did you just say?
No, nothing. I'll be heading back to rest. Thank you for your help, everyone.
Nem, ő az, akinek ez a halálos betegsége van. Kár érte.
Did Dunyarzad already go back? We should also
De teljesen
go
más
get some sleep.
beszélgetés zajlott le az előző napon, amikor ugyanezt átéltük.
So, in the end, you still couldn't figure out what that deja vu feeling was all about? Maybe it really was because of exhaustion.
Hát elég úgy érzem magam, mint a mosott szar.
Same here. That's why Paimon stopped thinking about it halfway through the day. Then, how about we settle in and get a good night's sleep? For now, we can chalk
Hát ez
things
a
up to
pislogás.
exhaustion. We can do more thinking tomorrow.
És megint ez a shit. Legutóbb is hallottunk egy beszélgetést, csak nem emlékszem, hogy ugyanez volt-e.
And find the cause as soon as possible.
Why does Paimon feel so tired after so much sleep? Anyway, we should go meet Dunyarzad right away.
Ismétlődik. Hát menjünk le akkor Dunyarzadhoz. Le van húzva a render distance-em, vagy csak simán be van lassulva a játék? Nem értem. Nem értem. Olyan későn rak be bizonyos elemeket.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Not at all. I arrived early.
Paimon thinks you sound kinda tired. Did you not get enough
Szia,
sleep?
Exa!
I'm doing well. There's no need
Ja,
to
most
worry.
tényleg most
Shall
még
we go?
fáradtabb hangja van.
Let's start with the stalls over there.
Great idea. Let's get going. Traveler? Hey.
Az egész túl ismerősnek érződik. Most már teleportálgatunk, már nem kell
Thanks
sétálnunk.
to Miss Dunyarzad's sponsorship that the children can enjoy the Sabzeruz festival. Oh, are you interested in Yalda?
Not much.
It's not that simple. Each box
De mi
contains a
tudjuk a
random
választ.
flavor.
They...
And there's also
Ugyebár.
No problem. These boxes of candy are numbered 1 to 5 from left to right. Which one do
Oh.
you want?
Melyiket akarja? Legyen a negyedik négyes.
Oh, I like your confidence. No hesitation at all. Oh, congratulations! Number 4 is indeed Sunsetia.
Paimon knew she always had incredible luck.
Oké, tehát ez nem a harmadik napunk, mint amit mi most játékosként átélünk, ugyanis a többit nem választottuk, mert elsőre beletaláltunk.
Paimon's not really interested in the other flavors.
Wait. How did you know? Don't tell me that you already knew which flavor was in each box.
What? She was right about all of them?
That couldn't have been luck. How is this possible? I packed all those boxes this morning and they've been sealed ever since. You couldn't have known beforehand. Mind reading? X-ray vision? Or some kind of magic trick? This is way too freaky.
Tell us what's going on. Since when did you get superpowers? Traveler?
Super Traveler. Ó! Az érdekes. Az Nahida volt? Mert pont nem arra koncentráltam, csak láttam, hogy eltűnik.
Hey, where are you going?
Valami eltűnt.
What's going on? Did you
Jaj, nem ezt akartam. Szerintem az Nahida volt. Aha, ott szalad. Ez tényleg nagy ide. Vagy legalábbis úgy néz ki. Innen nagyon távolról. Ha. Tovább szalad. Hát azt nem tudom hova szalad, de szalad. Az tény.
What are you looking for? Why did we come here? Traveler?
Oh shit. Ha. Ott. Ó, eltűnt a madár. Olyan, mintha ilyen... Mintha ilyen párhuzamos univerzumokban ugrálnak. Hogy mosoly. Ó, az dunnyárzad.
Isn't that Dunyarzad?
Hogy meglepődtünk? Hogy mi?
What's happening here? Why are there two Dunyarzads? You already know that this isn't your first Sabzeruz festival, don't you?
Alert?
I'm sure you already know how to use this.
Aha.
Knowledge capsule? Where did you get it? What's inside? You should use it too, Paimon.
Ha, még a nevünket is tudja.
You know Paimon?
Használjuk közösen, Paimon.
Well, this seems kinda sketchy, but Paimon feels like this is what we should do.
Aha.
What the?
Emlékek.
This is our 20th time at the Sabzeruz festival?
20. Aha.
No, the 30th?
30. 40. Na, hányszor néztük?
Sabzeruz festival!
Hányszor értük át?
Have we been trapped in a single day? If it weren't for you, we wouldn't have even realized. What the heck was inside that knowledge capsule? Your memories are still scrambled? Try your best to remember. This isn't the first time we've met, and I answered that question a long time ago. Let Paimon think. Oh, it's coming back. Meeting you was the real catalyst for restoring our memories, and the knowledge capsule was just your means of showing our minds the way. What about everyone else? Why are you only helping the two of us? Your sense of deja vu is stronger than everyone else's, yes? As for an explanation, you two received the blessing of Dendro. And you also have special, sensitive constitutions.
Hát igen, ilyen különösek vagyunk.
It was as if a single sheet of
Nem hiszem, hogy ez a
paper
megoldás,
separating those
Pancser.
memories from your consciousness.
Mi a baj a Dunyarzádnak?
A familiar question. I think this is the 7th time you
Jó,
asked
még
that.
csak hetedszer.
As you can see, she isn't doing well. You probably sensed it too. The Dunyarzad you were just with is different from the first Dunyarzad you met.
Igen, az feltűnt.
That first Dunyarzad is in front of you right now, and she doesn't have a lot of time left.
Amit most tennünk kell, az valahogy kitörni ebből a körből.
Looks like you're almost done sorting out your brain. Oh yeah, I'm Nahida.
Hát én ezt már tudtam. Igen, már bemutatkozták korábban.
Good. You passed the test.
Huh.
What's happening? You can awaken our memories, and you seem like you know what's going on. Oh, wait. Please don't tell Paimon even you don't know. Everything in this world runs in a loop. This cycle is called a samsara. You, me, and everyone else are all stuck inside a one-day samsara. As for the truth,
Igen, de miért?
that's on you to find out. If you were told the truth instead of discovering it yourselves, it would literally blow your minds. I don't know how you'd be after that.
Felrobbanna az agyam.
I can only give you surface level
Szó
help,
szerint.
like bits of information and subtle hints. For the
Opa.
She looks like she isn't doing well at all. Her illness gets worse after each Sabzeruz festival. If we can break out of the samsara, I might be able to save her. But as things are right now, she's just a small bird in the sky that's about to lose its last feathers. All I can do is raise a gale to delay her fall.
Aha.
You sure love to use weird analogies. Analogies are wonderful tools. They let you use existing knowledge to understand unfamiliar things. Okay, so, with what you know so far, what do you think the truth is?
Tuti az akadémiához van köze. Hadd szedjem össze a gondolataimat. Oh fuck. Wait, what? Na várjál. Déjà vu.
What's happening right now seems to have happened before. This feeling has been getting stronger and stronger. My mind feels exhausted even though I haven't done too much thinking. What is going on? The moon, illusions, and lies. What do they all mean?
Huh.
Grand Sage said, go celebrate the birth of that god to your heart's content. Did he mean something more? We've already experienced the Sabzeruz festival many times, and the day of the festival seems to be in a perpetual samsara.
A többi is sárga volt eddig, vagy? Aha.
I can't seem to cohesively... I can't seem...
Oké. De hát igazából mindegyik kapcsolódik ahhoz, hogy ismétlődik a fesztivál a Samsarához. Oh, fuck me.
That should be it. The flow of time is endlessly cycling within one single day.
Okay.
A time loop. You've given similarly wrong answers in the past.
Okay.
A pity. Still the wrong answer? Paimon thought that made a lot of sense. It feels like time's just repeating itself. A simple time loop can't explain some of the phenomena. You two are still missing a lot of information. Unfortunately, I can't give you any more hints. Dunyarzad. The Sabzeruz festival is happening every day, but that doesn't mean we can waste an infinite amount of them. Hurry and find the truth before today's festival ends.
Az fasza. Van fél napunk megoldani a kérdést.
Let's think about our current situation. To save Dunyarzad, we have to escape the samsara of the Sabzeruz festival. And to do that, we need to figure out what's happening. The truth. Nahida rejected the idea of a time loop, so we must have missed something, right?
Mert Dunyarzad meg fog halni. Mi is napról napra egyre fáradtabb vagyunk, minél tovább ismétlődik ez a nap.
Paimon's memories say that we've already done this many times, but let's go talk to people again. It's more productive than sitting here and scratching our heads. Why don't we start with those stall owners?
Kicsit összezavart Nahida ezzel. Valószínűleg kell. Nem ártott ő senkinek. Nem az a megoldás, hogy kiírtjuk egész Sumerut.
Hey, it's you guys again. Where's your cultured friend?
She's feeling a little unwell.
I see. Did you come back to buy something? I guarantee the freshness of my products. I harvested them from the forest just yesterday.
Nem érzed úgy, mintha újra eltérnéd ugyanazt a napot?
Huh? What brought this about? I hurried back from the forest yesterday, and I'm selling produce here today. I haven't felt anything strange.
To put it another way, if you really think about it, was yesterday truly yesterday? Did you actually come back from the forest yesterday?
What kind of philosophical nonsense is this? Are you two daydreaming? Didn't you know that no one dreams in Sumeru? Go somewhere else if you want to find someone to daydream with.
Ja, tényleg itt senki nem álmodik.
Actually has a point. Is this a dream? Is everyone dreaming?
Senki nem álmodik Sumeruban. Paimon, nem figyeltél?
True. It's so weird that people here don't dream. Why is that? Anyway, if this all really were just a dream, we would have woken up a long time ago.
Az biztos, hogy nem sima álom. Gyúfa.
It's you two. Was my divination so accurate that you felt compelled to compliment me in person?
Nem tudom, hogy köze van-e a jóslásodhoz.
Ooh, I knew it! I told you, the god's divination is highly accurate. You just hadn't fully understood its significance yet.
You're really excited about this, huh? That's exactly why we came back. Help us better understand it.
Help you better understand it? Well, that isn't exactly what I excel at.
So, you're admitting that you don't have a clue?
Anyway, what kind of situation did you get into?
Mintha csapdába estünk volna a Sabzeruz fesztivál napján.
Huh? Hold on a second. I thought you guys just lost your wallet or fell for a scam. What you just said, are you serious? Does that kind of thing actually happen in real life?
I knew you weren't going to believe it.
Marvelous. Truly marvelous. I believe you. Recall the interpretation of your divination. The moon, illusions, and lies. It really felt like an omen.
When you say it like that, the divination does sound like it's related to what's going on. Can you read any more into it?
I believe that the Archon's revelations are never more than vague hints. Anything more specific is beyond the reach of mere mortals. The book only says, if you trust your instincts and overcome your fears, the sun will surely rise.
Bízzunk a megérzéseinkben és győzzük le a félelmeinket.
So that's how it is. Looks like fortune telling is just fortune telling. It's no good for practical problems.
Csávó meg beleragadt az animációba. Próbáljunk meg Déhiával beszélni.
Paimon remembers that we tried talking to her a couple of times, but she always thinks we're playing pranks on her. You think she'll brush us off again?
Nagyon törődik Dunyárzáddal.
Yeah. If we tap into Dia's strong sense of responsibility as a mercenary, then she'll definitely take us seriously. At this time of day, Dia's probably just finished beating up those kidnappers. Let's go find her.
Let's go find her. Oh shit.
I'm fine, my lady. It's just a scratch.
Perfect timing. Both of you are here.
Paimon, Traveler, you came at just the right time. Listen, there was a dangerous
Gang of kidnappers. Igen, tudjuk.
You saw? Then why didn't you jump in earlier? If someone was protecting Miss Dunyarzad, I could have went all out. Anyway, can you do something for me?
You want the Traveler to take Dunyarzad somewhere to rest up while you check to see if there's still any kidnappers around. Did Paimon get that right?
How did you know what I was going to say?
We need to say something convincing.
Na ja, fasza. Dihiának új claymore-ja van.
Dia sold her greatsword to raise additional funds. And then she was injured because she wasn't used to her new weapon.
Az előbb az aranyszínű volt a jó választás.
People in Sumeru don't dream.
Most már akkor végig kattintgatom, hogy valamelyik aranyszínű lesz.
The moon, illusions, and lies. What do they all mean? My mind feels exhausted, even though I haven't done too much thinking. What is going on? That doesn't sound right.
Oké. Igazából végig tudom próbálni. Jó, az első intuícióm lett volna, jó? Azért sérültél meg, mert nem vagy hozzászokva az új kardodhoz.
I didn't tell anyone about that. Including Miss Dunyarzad. You couldn't have known. And just now, you literally took the words right out of my mouth. What's going on?
All right, so this is the situation.
Fekete képernyő? Igen, tudtam. Annyira tudtam.
It's kind of hard to believe what you just told me. First, let me make something clear. Most of us desert dwellers might not be the scholarly type, but we do have basic common sense.
Te nem érezted úgy, hogy valami furcsa Dunyárzáddal kapcsolatban?
She's quieter than usual.
Az biztos.
Not interested in anything and really gloomy.
Yeah, she isn't the same as before, but her parents said that this is how she was like at first.
Huh? At first?
I don't quite understand what you're all talking about. I'll go rest on the bench over there.
És mi lenne, ha Dehiát elvinnénk az eredeti Dunyarzádhoz? Gyere, mutatok neked bizonyítékot.
All right, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt since you knew about my greatsword. Let's make this a quick trip. Miss Dunyarzad isn't completely safe here.
Hol voltunk? Ó, Nahidához visszük. Nem, oda nem. Tartarozba nem. Na gyere csak, Dehia.
I told you that it won't help to bring anyone here. We just wanted her to see the real Dunyarzad's condition.
The real Dunyarzad? Where and who are you talking to?
Csak mi látjuk.
Huh? I told you that you two are special. Other people can't see me or Miss Dunyarzad here.
Ooh. Ez olyan, hogy a Aranarát is csak mi látjuk. Vagy Varanát, vagy nem tudom.
Hold on. Over there. Is that?
Látod? Te is látod?
Wow. How perceptive. Does she have invisible antennae?
What?
Miss Dunyarzad, she's lying down here, isn't she? How's she doing?
Her condition's really bad, and she's basically in a coma. How did you know she was here?
I can sense her aura. There are also lingering feelings of something like regret or disappointment. What happened?
Ezt most nem tudom, hogy ott mit akartál írni, amit kicsillagoztál.
Do you believe us now? The Sabzeruz festival has been repeating itself. So, you think the sages are behind this?
Mondtam én, hogy az
Yeah,
akadémia.
they've always been against us. Wouldn't surprise me if they're using the Akasha to intentionally repeat the Sabzeruz festival as a sick joke.
És úgy köszönt el a csávó, hogy élvezzétek, ameddig csak akarjátok. Tényleg, baszki.
Maybe there's more to the Akasha than we know.
Na ide, mit tudsz nekünk elmondani az Akasáról?
Right. Didn't you awaken our memories using something that looked like a knowledge capsule? That means you must know something about the Akasha.
The Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate, as it is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace, and it grants knowledge to the people.
A gnosis could do that? No wonder the Akasha is so magical. It's being powered by the gnosis of Sumeru's Archon.
So, this Nahida you mentioned, what did she say?
She said, and Paimon quotes, the Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate, as it is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace and it grants knowledge to the people.
Compiles the wisdom of the entire populace and grants knowledge to the people. Wait.
Mizu?
I get the grants knowledge part. That's what people have always used the Akasha for. But compiling the entire populace's wisdom? How does that work?
Atommágiába.
Did she mean that the sages
Ja, érdekes
enter new
koncepció
knowledge
egyébként.
into the Akasha?
Nem hinném. Igazából minden információ az Akasába örmény szóból kerül be.
Oh yeah.
Örmény
That
szóon
sounds about
keresztül.
right. What do you think?
Jaj, már megint gondolkodnom kell.
Okay, Nahida said, the Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate, as it is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace. People in Sumeru don't dream. What a strange phenomenon. My mind feels exhausted, even though I haven't done too much thinking. What's happening right now seems to have happened before. This feeling has been getting stronger and stronger.
Na, nyilván. Igazából ezen gondolkodok. És nem.
That doesn't sound right.
De nem is nagyon értem ezt a konklúziós dolgot, hogy
You mean the Akasha is
nem
causing a mental
feltétlenül látom
fatigue?
mögötte a logikát, de aztán lehet, hogy csak hülye vagyok.
Now that I think about it, my head's been feeling unusually heavy. When the desert dwellers set off on their quest for knowledge, a sage once said, knowledge always comes at a price. Compiling the entire country's knowledge. You think the Akasha pulled a 180 and is extracting information from us?
De hogy tudná ezt megtenni?
Who knows? The Akasha can put knowledge into our heads, so who's to say that it can't also poke around in there? We don't know any specifics.
Nem használunk gyufát.
Just think about it.
Van
If you
öngyújtom.
could combine the knowledge of every single person in Sumeru, then you can basically turn Sumeru City into a single massive brain. This hive mind could make breakthroughs in problems that even the smartest geniuses can't crack.
An excellent deduction.
Szóval egy szuperkompjútert
If your
csinálunk az
logic compares
Akasából,
Sumeru
értem.
City to a massive brain? I love it.
In that case, we should take off our Akasha terminals right away. Maybe that'll solve this problem.
Megér egy próbát?
I was only wearing this for show in the first place. Didn't expect the sages to cook up such a conspiracy. Mark my words. When this is over, I'm getting evidence and exposing this whole thing to the public.
Én érzem úgy, hogy ez nem fogja megoldani.
How does
Hogy
everyone
levesszük
feel?
az akasát. Igazából felfigyeltem valami másra.
Huh? What is it?
Úgy érzem magam, mint minden nap végén.
Oh, that! Paimon knows what you're talking about. It's a single soft beep that sounds like it's coming from the Akasha terminal.
Ja, hogy ez abból jött? Ja, végül is logikus, mert honnan jött volna egy ilyen csipogás. Hallottam ugyanezt a hangot Port Ormosban is.
That's probably an important clue. We weren't using our terminals, but we heard a beep anyway.
Most is.
Traveler, did you hear that?
I heard it too. Our ears aren't messing with us. There was definitely a beep, but it sounded like it was coming from inside my head. We took off our
És
Akasha terminals.
elsötétedik. Tehát újraindul a nap. Érdekes.
Phase runtime has exceeded its expected length. At this rate, there may be casualties.
But we cannot lose all of our progress.
Wanderer! Vagyis Scaramouche. Felismerem a hangját. Felismerem? Legalábbis rohadtul hasonlított rá. Szerintem őt hallottuk. Ha. Még az előző területen botlottunk bele egy fatui Harbingerbe. Azt hiszem a 7. a skálán. És megszerezte a másik terület istenének ezt a gnoszisát, ami az erejét adja, vagyis a kapcsolatot kiépíti az Isten meg a mennyek között, vagy nem tudom, hogy nevezzem.
Good. You adapted quickly this time.
Az előző éjszaka végén.
Took off our Akasha terminals last night, but we still heard that beep. Why is that?
Lehet, hogy nem sikerült elvágnunk a kapcsolatot a szerverhez.
But now we can at least confirm one thing. The Akasha definitely has something to do with whatever's trapping us in this cycle. Oh, Paimon doesn't get it. Why would the Akasha go this far if all it wants is everybody's wisdom?
It's extremely difficult for lab rats in an experiment to understand why they're being treated the way they are.
If we're lab rats, then what are you? Nahida, you've never told us anything about yourself.
I guess I'm the moon.
The moon? Wasn't that the result of our divination?
Anyway, knowing who I am won't help you get closer to the truth, so you should focus on other things. Don't get distracted and miss any clues.
Okay then. Dia helped us a lot yesterday, so let's go find her. If Paimon's reading the time correctly, those kidnappers should be showing up soon.
No. De legalább voltak olyan rendesek, hogy... voltak olyan rendesek, hogy átpörgetik, hogy ne legyen annyi ismétlés. Állj, valami nem stimmel. Nem sérültél.
Why are you both gawking at me like that?
You didn't get hurt this time.
Huh? What do you mean this time? Why are you so surprised that I managed to get out unscathed? Those kids were amateurs.
De az új kardod? Nem vagy még mindig beszoktató fázisban az új kardoddal?
How did you know about my greatsword? I haven't told anyone about it. Please, don't tell Miss Dunyarzad.
So Dia's lost her memories after all.
A harc közben nem érezti semmi furcsát?
Anything strange? You already know that I got a new greatsword. If I had to say something, it's weird how such a new weapon could feel so familiar.
Nem az első harcod volt vele.
It's as if I've already used it to fight a countless number of battles.
You're saying that although you don't remember using it, your body feels like it does?
That's right. Both mercenaries and warriors heavily rely on muscle memory. Only knowing the theory of battle won't get you anywhere.
Traveler, what do you think?
Lehet köze ahhoz, hogy levettük az Akasha terminát?
Yeah, Paimon's feeling really hopeful.
Hát azt azért nem mondanám, de elképzelhető, hogy kiszabadultunk a loopból.
Oh, you're right! Earlier in the Samsara, something like this would have never happened.
Hát a nap végén ki fog derülni.
I have no clue what you two are talking about, but it's still dangerous here.
So you want us to take Dunyarzad somewhere else to rest
Ez
while
lesz
you
Paimon
check if there are
kedvenc
still more
mondata.
kidnappers around, right?
How did you know what I was gonna say? Can you read minds?
Ja, olyasmi.
Forget it. Go and do your thing. Whew. It's finally nighttime. Aside from Dia not getting injured, everything seems to have stayed the same.
Jó is az. Minél nagyobb, annál jobb.
Listen, Nahida, we found out that Dia got out just fine today, even though she got injured every other time she fought the kidnappers. Do you think the Samsara has been broken? Have we saved Dunyarzad?
Kétlem.
Good job on all that progress. Get some good sleep tonight.
Hey, what kind of an answer is that?
Tomorrow will come. Everyone assumes this is common knowledge, but the only way you can know that for sure is if you experience tomorrow. How many todays has it been? Is it possible that today will be followed by yesterday? Does tomorrow truly exist as anything beyond a made-up concept? It's even possible that this
Kezdünk kicsit
entire
túl
world is a lie,
filozofikusak lenni,
and
na
the
ide.
history of the whole world has just been one endless Sabzeruz festival.
Okay, no more. Paimon's brain is already shut down.
That's why it makes no sense to waste your energy thinking about things you will learn tomorrow. Get some good rest. You know, use the bathroom and flush your anxiety dookie away.
Huh? Hold on, what did you just say? Did Paimon hear you correctly?
Huh? People always say they feel a sense of relief after they take a duk-duk. That's why I suggested you could try that.
Duk-duk?
Is that so strange?
It's so strange and so against common sense that Paimon's at a loss for words. You were sounding kind of smart just a minute ago.
Szerintem pihenjünk le.
Even though it's happy and lively at the Sabzeruz festival
Az tény,
every day,
Pancser.
it feels like it's been a long time since we've really gotten to relax.
De nem minden problémára megoldás.
Let's go back to our room.
A frances ember. Harvest. Oké, na álljunk meg egy pillanatra. Tehát az akadémia az Akashán keresztül valamit kiszipolyoz az emberekből. Az álmokat, vagy a tudást? És áldozatai vannak a dolognak, tehát ugye nem csak minket érint ez az egész, hogy fáradtabbak vagyunk, meg ilyenek. Tehát mindenki kimerül a folyamat közben. Csak nem mindenki veszi észre. Ha.
We're still in the same day.
A zsuka az másik helyen volt, aha. Ez várható volt, nem olyan egyszerű, mint ahogy gondoltuk.
You already knew last night that we didn't break out of the Samsara? Why did you tell us?
Would there have been a point? You would have spent the night with new worries, with tomorrow still out of reach. In that case, you might as well rest within that brief moment of hope. An opportunity like that doesn't come by often, and I thought it might help you clear your minds.
Paimon thought that Duke did that! Whatever. Guess you were looking out for us after all.
Of course. In the time we've been together, you two have been everything to me.
Paimon's flattered and everything, but maybe you're taking things a little fast.
Ami még kicsit zavaros most nekem, igazából most elég sok minden zavaros, de ugye annyit tudok, hogy Nahidát elzárta az akadémia a világ elől, és a gnóziszát használják, hogy az Akasha terminállal valamihez energiát szívjanak el, mert nem tudom, hogy mit szívnak el, most energiát fogok mondani. Nem tudom, tök zavaros.
What I mean is, even though I had asked you to solve this puzzle, you two are still the only ones who can see me and sense my presence.
Igen. De ez is tök érdekes. Hogy már a franc tudja hányadik ciklusban vagyunk, és még mindig csak mi látjuk. És mindenki más mindent elfelejt. Mondjuk mi kívülállók vagyunk, sőt...
That's why you two have been everything to me. Get it?
Ha. Hát igen, mert el vagy zárva a külvilágtól, tehát teljesen megértem, hogy mintha nem is léteznél. Ja. Ha.
Nahida's talking about confusing stuff again.
Anyway, that's enough chit-chat. So, traveler, did the new clues yesterday help you gain a new understanding of the situation?
Hát az időhurok elmélet az nem helyes.
Huh? Why are you scrapping your previous theory?
Mert Dihia képességei fejlődtek.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
És ugye, ha csak ismétlődne a nap, akkor ugyanúgy meg kéne sérülnie, viszont valamilyen módon hozzászokott a kardjához, anélkül, hogy túlléptünk volna ezen a napon. Basszus ez.
What's your new hypothesis?
Úgy fogok járni, mint Paimon, és el fog fogyni a brain juice-om, mire a végére érünk a küldinek. Na, ez most aranyszínű lett. És ez mivel korrelál? Feltételezem a szamszarával, de nem. Nincs köze az ismétlődéshez, tehát ugye nem értem a logikát az egész mögött. Tulajdonképpen nyugodtan végig kattintgathatom, mert megadja a választ, csak nem tudom értelmezni, hogy mi alapján kéne nekem azt találnom, hogy az a jó válasz.
If all our memories of a day are erased at the end of that day, then we would unwittingly relive that same day again and again.
Ja. Nem időburokban vagyunk, hanem az emlékeinket törlik minden nap végén.
Oh, then the beep we hear every night could just be indicating the deletion of our memories. That's why when we wake up, everyone thinks the Sabzeruz festival hasn't happened yet. It's already the next day, but everyone still thinks it's the day before. But muscle memory can't be erased. That's why Dia has been getting better at using her greatsword. Now everything makes sense.
A brilliant deduction.
Nahida, tell us if we're right
That's
or
so cute.
To put it simply, it's as if you've mistaken a pyro crystal fly for a firefly in the night. You lost sight of its true nature because you focused too much on your perception that it glows.
That isn't simple at all!
Szóval még mindig nem értünk
Why
célba.
don't you go talk to Miss Dia again? You might learn something new.
Right! She did help us find our latest clue after all. Let's go!
Oké. Ez... Jó, tehát itt vágunk át. Jó. Beszéljünk Díjával. Bár most nem tudom, hogy mi a helyzet. Hogy mit tud újat mutatni, így most nem tudom elképzelni, mivel ő viszont ugyanúgy beragadt az egész időburokba, mint ahogy ezt megtudtuk, tehát ugyanúgy nem emlékszik semmire.
There you are. Really took me a while to find you.
As expected, Dia also didn't get hurt today.
De most már nem is fog.
Why would I? Don't underestimate me.
És még magabiztosabb is lett.
Well, you're still getting used to your new greatsword.
Huh. Truth be told, I also think it's pretty strange. It just suddenly felt so familiar in my hands and... wait a second! How did you know I got a new greatsword to begin with? I didn't tell anyone about it.
Traveler, could you explain the situation to her today? Paimon's gotten a little sick of doing it.
Szerintem térjünk egyből a tárgyra.
Oh, that works!
Azért lettél hirtelen hatékony a fegyvereddel, mert ugyanezt a napot éljük át újra és újra és újra. Nagyon sokadik alkalommal.
Did you get brainwashed by some cult?
Don't think too hard about it. Just take what we're saying at face value.
All right then, let me get this straight. You're telling me that my body's already gotten used to this great sword, but my brain just doesn't remember it?
Aha.
Yes, your memory's being erased every day.
Then I'd have to disagree. That's impossible.
Oh? Why do you think that?
If we've actually been reliving the Sabzeruz festival day after day, then what happened to the things we used, the money we spent, the food we ate? Common sense says my wallet should have emptied itself a long time ago. There's
Ezen
no
már
way I
én is
wouldn't have noticed that.
gondolkodtam. Mondjuk ez is érdekes felvetés. Ha.
Right. They could use the Akasha to record what everyone did that day, and then use the city's resources to replenish everything. It's not very likely, but it's also not impossible.
Huh.
No, it is impossible. I've got proof.
No.
You have proof? Where?
You two are surprisingly serious about this nonsensical discussion. Fine, I'll play along for a little longer.
Légy szíves, játsz együtt.
Come with
Szeretném
me,
tudni.
Miss Dunyarzad. Please come along as well. I still can't guarantee that this area is safe.
Na, erre most már kíváncsi vagyok.
Paimon can't believe it's Dia who wants to show us something this time. 2 days ago, we were the ones taking her to see Dunyarzad.
Hát az már nem 2 napja volt, vagy 2 napja volt? Elvesztettem a fonalat. Hú, de elbújtunk.
This is it.
Hát és ez mi ez?
Huh? This is a wooden training dummy. What about it?
See those marks on the dummy? Those are the result of several days' worth of practice. Let's say the sages didn't replace it every day. Shouldn't it be hacked to pieces by now?
That's true, but what if they did?
Then the sages would have had to reproduce every mark I left during previous training sessions. I'm a professional fighter. My martial school has always emphasized the importance of refined control. The force, angle, and entry point of each strike is calculated and deliberate. That's why I remember every mark on the dummy, as well as my state of mind as I made each strike. It's just as they say, each swordsman has their own unique style, and even the same swordsman can't make the same cut twice. It would be impossible to copy these marks.
Is it really impossible? What if they use some fancy machine to carve every single mark?
Nem hiszem, hogy csak ezért építettek egy gépet.
People often say that a camera's photo can never replace an artist's painting because the former has no spirit to it. The same thing applies here. At a mere glance, I can differentiate carved marks from the results of combat training.
Igazából jogosnak hangzik.
Hope that cleared things up for you.
Van értelme.
Hey, is this that new brain exercise game that's been super popular with the scholars lately? It's surprisingly fun. Anyway, it's getting late. I should escort Miss Dunyarzad to Nilu's stage. See you later.
Huh.
Well, back to square one. Is our memory deletion theory also wrong? But at least we've reached some other conclusions in the meantime.
Nem a valódi világban vagyunk.
Yep, that's true. So, can we think of any new ideas right now?
Hadd gondolkodjak.
Paimon feels like everything's been strange lately.
Hogy még soha nem akartuk elhagyni a várost?
Huh? Leaving the city? You're right! It's really strange how we never thought of such a simple solution! Many things should become clear if we can confirm the flow of time outside of the city.
De tényleg ez miért nem jutott még eszünkbe?
Did we miss this because we're tunnel visioning too hard on our other theories? Or because we're just too tired?
Már rég kellett volna erre
How
gondolnunk.
about we go back and ask Nahida? Maybe we've forgotten something about leaving the city.
És akkor Nahida most közli velünk, hogy ja, már csomószor elhagytátok a várost. Arra későn töltenek be a karakterek. Vagy még nem gondoltunk arra, hogy elhagyjuk a várost, hogy akkor is ugyanúgy ismétlődik-e nekünk is a nap.
You're back early today. Did you find something new?
Sort of. We're mostly sure now that we're not in a time loop. And we also aren't in the real world. But at the same time, we have a new question.
Próbáltuk már valaha elhagyni a várost?
Leaving the city. As far as I remember, you've mentioned your plans to do that twice before.
We did? But we don't remember anything. What happened after we talked about those plans? What did we say when we got back?
Let me think. I don't think you ever actually told me what the outcome was. Oh, it's probably more accurate to say that both times you never came back the whole night. But you two sometimes stay out the entire night anyway, so at the time, I didn't think too much about it.
It is true that sometimes we lose track of time during our investigations. Before we know it, it'll already be the next day. But still, neither of us remember anything about leaving town.
Hát ez a világ, ez máshogy működik, nem ugyanaz a modern világ, mint amilyen.
Really? That's kinda strange. In theory, I should have already awakened all your memories.
Lehet, hogy ez a kulcs az egészhez.
Something here's definitely fishy. Let's get to the bottom of this.
De lehet, hogy nem csak a városra terjed ki, hanem mondjuk az egész országra, egész Sumerura, és csak szimplán visszateleportáltunk ide, és újraindult a nap. Ó, hogy rohadjon meg ez a síp. Really? Akkor hagyjuk el a várost. Mire gondolsz?
Aside from your memories that were just restored, I have another message for you.
Üzenet? Kitől?
Listen to it and you'll understand.
Can't go back. There are countless spaces here. Our Sabzeruz festival in Sumeru City is just one of them.
Ez az én hangom volt. Vagyis Lumin
You should
hangja.
be missing 2 days worth of memories. Paimon will fill you in.
És Paimonnak miért van meg ez az emléke, nekem meg miért nincs?
It's time to carry out our plan from yesterday.
Akkor hagyjuk el a várost. Oké. Öcsém, egy emlékben vagyunk. Érdekes. Lesétálunk. Milyen érdekes módon meséli a Paimon a történetet. Egész élethűnek tűnik.
What is the academia up to now?
Don't ask me. It's not like I can tell you anything.
This is a direct order from the Grand Sage. Just wait until tomorrow.
I have a real emergency. My goods have already arrived at Port Ormos. If I don't hurry, they'll be stolen.
That's your problem. Make sure you make a request in advance next time.
But it's not like you can just predict business matters in advance.
Nem mondják nekem senki, hogy egy kibaszott tőr, már bocsánat, de hogy egy kibaszott tőr megállít minket azzal, hogy nem hagyhatjuk el a várost, és mi tényleg nem hagyjuk el a várost.
It looks like the Academia already announced a lockdown for Sabzeruz City today. How completely unsurprising. Let's go and question them. Hello, sir. Why can't we leave the city today?
Here we go again. Don't ask me, I don't know either. We just received an order that no one is allowed to enter or exit Sumeru today. They didn't tell us anything else.
Persze, hogy nem mondaná el az akadémia egy bábnak a tervét.
Angering me won't get you anywhere. If I had that kind of insider info, I would have left this stupid post long ago.
De most őszintén, tehát nem vagyunk kisgyerekek, simán megküzdünk a fél várossal, ha kell. Miért nem sétálunk ki? Mert nyilván az akadémia az a kísérlete miatt nem akarja, hogy elhagyjuk a várost. Ja, tehát nem értem. Maradj itt, Paimon. Valakinek meg kell néznie kintről, míg a másiknak bentről az eseményeket. De ha együtt megyünk el, akkor valószínűleg ugyanaz lesz a végeredmény, mint korábban. Úgy lesz. Na. Próbáljuk meg elvenni a várost. Mi a baj, Paimon? Hogy mit ígértem?
Paimon, calm down. She's here now. I don't think she understood what you were saying.
Paimon doesn't care! Paimon wanted to go look for you, but you also said that Paimon should stay! Paimon was so worried and so scared the entire day!
Sajnálom. Nem tudom, mit követtem el, de sajnálom. Nem foglak hátrahagyni.
Okay. Paimon will forgive you. The most important thing is that you didn't actually disappear. Oh, Paimon was so scared that you had gone into another world.
Okay. Paimon, can you tell us your perspective of what really happened yesterday?
Paimon nélkül nem lenne még menünk se, semmink nem lenne. Az egészet Paimonnak köszönhetjük. Még a neve is az, hogy Paimon menü, hogyha megnyitjuk. Mondjuk akarok csinálni, a második challenge, amiben bele fogunk vágni, az olyan lesz, hogy Nuzlocke, tehát hogyha meghalnak a karakterek, nem lehet őket újraéleszteni, de UI nélkül. Tehát, hogy semmi nem lesz a képen, semmi információ. Nem tudom, hogy olyat csinálta már valaki, de meg fogjuk próbálni, csak még lesz előtte egy másik challenge is. Nem bambultál el? Biztos, hogy azt láttad, hogy azonnal eltűnök?
What's your perspective, traveler? You sure you don't have any memory of this?
Abszolút semmi. Sötétség.
I guess that explains everything. You also lost your memories the last 2 times you tried to leave the city. Those days' memories can't be awoken.
So, if we leave the city, our memories will be completely erased?
Tehát akkor kiterjed egész Sumerura, lényegében.
It really sounds like something big outside of the city is being hidden on
Na.
purpose.
Bármi is Paimon valójában, az biztos, hogy valami nagyhatalmú lény.
But this way, we'll also never discover what's outside.
Nem tudom, hogy valaha meg fogjuk-e tudni a valódi eredetét Paimonnak.
Something like a message? But how can we send it back?
Don't look at me like that. I'm not used to being stared at. Well... Okay. You want something that can pass on messages, right? Give me some time and take care of Dunyarzad for me.
És mi lenne, ha Nahida adná át az üzenetet? Mivel ő emlékszik mindenre? Mondjuk ő adta át az üzenetet, most, hogy belegondolok. Ja, és most várjuk, hogy visszajöjjön.
I'm done. Here you go.
What? Isn't this just an Akasha terminal?
I made some little changes. Akasha terminals are already capable of sending messages. I just tweaked it so that it could connect to any node.
To make something like this? Nahida, you really know the Akasha like the back of your hand. Anyway, we can use this now to record a message, right?
Yep. I'll help you save the messages. It should be pretty easy to use. I just can't guarantee the user's status and signal coverage when they're outside the city.
We'll never know until we try. At least we're taking the initiative now.
Mindenképp megér egy próbát.
Let's go then. Let's expose those sages.
Szerintem maradnod kéne.
All right. Paimon isn't as worried about being separated since it happened once yesterday, but Paimon still isn't happy about it.
Holnap találkozunk, Paimon.
Okay. See you tomorrow, traveler.
Oké.
That covers everything that's happened so far.
Tehát ez történt. És ezt az üzenetet én hagytam.
Yes. Although the signal was choppy and had some interference, we still managed to receive 2 messages from you when you were outside.
Okay, now that you understand what's going on, let's hear the messages together.
Amúgy sokan szimpatizálnak veled, mert nagyon sokan nem szeretik Paimont. Mindenki idegesítőnek tartja, de szerintem sztori szempontjából rendkívül érdekes karakter.
I've entered another space. Before me are flowing sandstone and howling fish. Impossible and surreal sights. All these spaces are empty, except for the occasional ones that contain mute puppets rather than people. I can't sense any human presence.
That's one
Ja, beszélünk. Nagy ritkán.
It sounds like you left the Sumeru city space when you set foot outside of the walls. But everything looked completely normal when Paimon was looking out from the inside. That's unbelievable. And if we take your word for it, the other spaces all had very weird contents.
There's another part here. We only received it last night.
These spaces have been disappearing, one after the other, absorbed by something like a sun in the sky. And now, even the final space has also disappeared. Behind me, a lot of spaces just appeared again from thin air. I get it now. Those spaces are actually...
És megszakadt. Nyilván mire megkaptuk volna a választ, vagyis a konklúziót.
Probably because yesterday just happened to end at that moment.
Oh, right. Paimon did hear a beep from the Akasha. Did it come from here or from the message?
The message. It should have come from the Traveler's Akasha terminal.
After the beep, Traveler said even the final space has also disappeared.
Traveler, what do you think that final space could have been?
Tehát lényegében ilyen virtuális világokat hoznak létre az egész régióban, amiket harvestálnak, tehát kiszipolyoznak valamit belőle. És ezt minden nap újra és újra kiszipolyozzák ezeket a világokat. Ha.
All the bizarre spaces I saw outside the city had one thing in common. Was that space actually the real world? But wouldn't a real space...
Ja, biztos, hogy nem.
My impression is that each day in this samsara only ends at the sound of that beep.
Oh, so that's what it is! After the sound of the beep, the final space, the Sabzeruz festival, also disappears, and we're taken to the next day. Later on, Traveler also mentioned a bunch of new spaces materializing behind them. Do lots of new spaces appear every day? Paimon's head is spinning. Just what are these spaces anyhow?
Well, consider this. For all the horrors of the Archon War, at its heart, it was just a game where a bunch of gods fought over 7 seats.
Így is lehet nézni.
So no matter how strange or spooky things may look on the surface, maybe all they point to in the end is a small and simple secret.
Wow, the Archon War, huh? That's an analogy and a half.
Egy titok, mi? Adjatok egy kis időt, hogy rendszerezzem a gondolataimat. Dunyarzat padján? Vagy milyen padra megyek én most?
Do you want some alone time to think? All right then, Paimon won't disturb you.
Jó, alaposan átgondoltuk a dolgot. Na, mire jutottam?
The dance of Sabzeruz is about to begin. I'm going to go watch it.
Már ennyi az idő.
Why don't you go ahead, Dunyarzad? We still have some other stuff to do first.
Okay then. See you later.
Have you figured it out yet, Traveler? Time is ticking away.
Azt hiszem, tudom a választ.
What is it? Paimon wants to know. Oh, wait, no. Let's meet up with Nahida first. You can tell us both together. This time we're gonna get to the truth.
Ha. Oké. Én még nem tudom, mire jöttem rá egész pontosan, de... Tényleg mi lett volna, ha most megpróbálok kisétálni a kapun? Ebből meg kiteleportálni ki tudok, az biztos.
You're back! I've been waiting forever for you two. Judging by the looks on your faces, are you ready to take your Sabzeruz exam and graduate from the festival?
Kérdezzenem, Miss Nahida.
Okay. First off, have you discovered the hidden truth?
Gyerek szerint...
People in Sumeru don't dream. I can't seem to...
Komolyan? De annyira gondol... Azért álltam fölé az egérre, mert sejtettem, hogy azt akarja a játék, de ha meg belegondolsz, semmi köze hozzá. Soha.
I can't seem to cohesively... The moon, illusions, and lies. What is...
What?
Okay, Nahida said... That doesn't sound right. Okay.
Tehát azt nem tudom.
You've already experienced...
Na várja.
all
Most
the
már
bizarre
aztán
spaces
végképp
I
nem
saw
tudom.
outside- Those spaces remind me of... That doesn't sound right.
Wait. De ez most miért lett fehér? Ezen is jártam már.
That doesn't sound...
Ja, hogy Dreams with no... Jó, ezt most valahogy nem vettem észre, hogy ez itt megjelent pluszba. De... Jó. Jó. Értem, hogy mit csinál a játék, de... Húha.
We are all in a dream. It isn't that the people of Sumeru don't dream.
Igen. Hát ez a conclusion.
People in Sumeru think they don't dream, but the truth is the Akasha steals their dreams without them knowing it. And those spaces with no human presence are stolen dreams without their host. That would explain why they sounded so weird when she was trying to describe them.
Tehát most lényegében úgy működnek ezek a gondolkodások, hogy minden egyes kérdést elemeznem kell, és vagy megjelenik új válasz, vagy nem, amivel tudok mit kezdeni.
So people in Sumeru do dream after all. In fact, we're all in one big dream together right now.
Correct answer. Now, how did you conclude that the Akasha is capable of this?
Ó, Istenem. Összegyűjti
It
az
compiles
emberek
the wisdom of the
tudatát.
entire populace.
Nem.
And it grants knowledge to... It is the manifestation of the god... The Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate.
Jó. Azt így tudjuk, igen. Ebből a háromból valamelyik a konklúzió.
Oh, okay. Those dream-controlling creatures in the forest also get their power from the Dendro Archon, right? That would explain why the Akasha has the ability to control people's
Furcsa
dreams
fétiseid
too.
vannak, Pancser.
But is stealing everyone's dreams really how the Akasha compiles their wisdom? Isn't there anything more to it than that?
Dreams are fantastical, complex, and full of imagination. People's brains are the most active when they're dreaming. In other words, dreams are rich bundles of human wisdom.
So in other words, the complete opposite of how Hypatia understood it. Paimon remembers her saying that the sages think dreams are foolish delusions, and the fact that no one dreams is a blessing from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. So it was all a dirty trick? The real story is that the sages from the academia are using the Akasha to steal people's dreams for their own use, huh?
Igen, és valószínűleg nem fognak ott megállni.
Oh? By the sounds of it, you understand the current situation pretty well. So then, what about the samsara?
Oh, anyám, hogy fogom én utálni Fontaine-t? Tudom, hogy itt hasonlóval van tele az egész Archon Quest Fontaine-be. Csak más köntösben. Mi volt a kérdés? Elfelejtettem a kérdést.
The beep is a prompt tone for Akasha operation. Those spaces kept disappearing before my eyes. But as soon as that beep sounded, those dreamscapes kept
Disappearance of dreams. Ez okozza. Tehát most kap be. És ezt okozza. Oké. Ez, meg ez az ismétlődésre utal. Ez meg szinte ugyanaz. Oké. Igen, tömeggyártják az álmokat.
Correct. The Akasha
De
is
mire?
keeping each person's brain in a constant dream state, but also separating their consciousness from their own dream. Their disembodied consciousness is placed inside the collective dream of the Sabzeruz festival along with everyone else's, while their now vacant dreams are harvested by the Akasha. No one is any the wiser as another day passes in the dream, and so begins another samsara cycle.
Önmoderálás is kell néha, hát ez igaz.
People wake up
Azt
to yet
mindannyiunknak
another
kell
dream
néha.
about the Sabzeruz festival. The dreams that belong to them are once again harvested by the Akasha. And so it continues.
So, this is like a dream factory, and the Akasha is a dream harvesting machine. Did Paimon get that analogy right?
Very good, Paimon. Using analogies
Egyébként
well is an excellent habit to get into.
a legnagyobb kérdésem az lenne, hogy ha az Akasha ezt a célt szolgálja, a franc tudja mióta, de akkor mikor kezdődött ez az egész? Hát kérlek, ne bannoltass.
Actually from our real life Akasha terminals. Taking off our terminals in this stream doesn't do anything.
Alright, last question. Who am I?
Az Arkon. Mármint ezt én tudom, de nem tudom, hogy... The Moon. Azt mondtad, hogy te vagy a Hold.
They say that alchemical divination.
Azzal kezdted.
So you noticed.
Leszel Lord Kusanali?
I thought that one would be the hardest question. That's why I put it last.
That wasn't hard at all. Even Paimon guessed that. Everything about you is different. We just didn't want to expose you is all. Now that you mention it, Nahida, you've been hinting to us since the very beginning. It's funny.
Hát nem tudom, miről szól, de hogyha önmoderáláson gondolkodsz...
Place for info about Lesser Lord Kusanali. Paimon didn't expect to meet you like this.
Rengeteg kérdésem lenne hozzá, csak gondolom nem ez a legmegfelelőbb alkalom.
Yes, those can wait until we're back in real life. On the other hand, I'd be happy to answer any more questions you have about here and now.
Miért nem tudtad nekünk egyből elmondani az igazságot?
You asked me this question before. My answer was, it would literally blow your minds.
Hát én azért örültem volna neki.
Now that you know this is all a dream, this answer should hopefully make more sense. Have you heard the saying, don't wake a sleepwalker? Likewise, if someone suddenly had told you all this instead of you learning it on your own, your notion of reality and dream would be thrown into irreversible confusion. I couldn't expose you to that kind of risk.
Hát köszönöm szépen, de így is elég alaposabb belezavartál.
That's why I could only give
Miért
you
kellett
very subtle
gondolkodnom?
hints and some suggestions. Long story short, I'm really sorry I had to keep you guessing.
És hogy akadályozzák meg a... Nem tudom hirtelen, hogy mi a Sage magyarul. A Sage-ek, hogy az embereknek feltűnjön.
Firstly, this dream we're in is completely based on reality. People have already experienced this Sabzeruz festival, so it would be very difficult for them to find anything that strikes them as surreal. Secondly, you're probably wondering why people don't have any memories from earlier samsara, right? That's because people don't remember their dreams most of the time anyway. And in any case, their actual dreams are being taken away from them by the Akasha. So whenever they wake up in this dream of the Sabzeruz festival, they don't remember anything from their previous identical dream.
Én a legtöbb álmomra szoktam emlékezni. Nem örökké, persze nem örökké, de egy-két napig meg szoktam jegyezni, főleg ha valami hülyeséget álmodok. Amiből akad bőven.
But couldn't see what it was about after waking up. Is that an example of what you mean?
Yes. Only after receiving the blessing of Dendril can a person gain the Dendril element's dream-enhancing power. That explains the feelings of déjà vu. Meanwhile, everyone else has no idea that they are in the Sabzeruz festival samsara, while their dreams are stolen from them over and over again.
És beszéljünk a mellékhatásokról.
Can humans really keep dreaming forever like this? Will it ever end? And if so, when?
You might say your mental fatigue has already answered this question. Eventually, there's only so much that people can tolerate.
Jó, csak tudod, milyen cenzúrával teli világban élünk ma. Egyébként rühellem a cenzúrát, de alkalmazkodni kell.
Whose health is compromised to begin with, like Dunyarzad. This relentless exploitation takes an even harder toll on them.
People's lives are at stake here, and nobody knows a thing! We've got to put a stop to this!
És ez az álom, ez miért pont a Sabzeruz fesztiválról szól?
I know, right? Why did they have to base this dream on my birthday? Could it really just be a coincidence?
Even you don't know the reason? Wow. Now that's strange.
The Academia sages are determined to harvest lots of dreams in a short time, no matter the cost. They have to be up to no good. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about it. Traveler, do you have any information?
Grand Sage said, go celebrate the birth of that god to your...
Celebrate the birth of
Jaj,
that god?
pancsát. Én már valami sokkal rosszabbra gondoltam. Figyelj, és hogy viszonyuljunk a sztereotípiákhoz, még szőke is vagyok, tehát. De... Nincs több kérdésem.
Saving the people of Sumeru with no regard for their safety. No matter what they're trying to do, this is unforgivable. After we end the Sabzeruz festival samsara, we have to look into them.
How can the sages of the Academia do this behind their Archon's back? This is ridiculous!
Na, én ezt adok egy gyors szünetet, addig hagyom menni a beszélgetést.
I'm just the moon. The real sun.
Na, igazából Rücsit is kéne behoznom.
A sun and a moon? Nahida's talking in riddles again.
Jaj, ne. Már megint.
We're out of time today.
I'll tell you how to break free of the samsara tomorrow. See you then.
Oksa. Végre lehet, hogy megtörjük ezt a átkot.
Wait, now that Paimon remembers everything, should we instead say good morning, Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Mindjárt jövök. Fél percet kérek.
What's wrong, Nahida? You don't look too good.
Ez az időzítés, hogy kiteszem a szobából a lábam, és akkor kell válaszolnom valamire. What? Eltűnt Dunyarzad? Hol
I'm
van
afraid that
Dunyarzad?
what you're thinking right now is correct.
Did Dunyarzad already disappear? No way.
Na már.
Are we too late?
The real Dunyarzad's consciousness has indeed disappeared. It can no longer endure the constant dream harvesting.
Eddig olyan közel
I
voltunk.
can't believe it. Wait, so what about that other Dunyarzad? Just what is she? Is she also going to disappear?
She's actually something like a puppet, but not completely. The real Dunyarzad's consciousness could no longer keep playing her role in this dream. So another Dunyarzad appeared to replace her in the dream. Just like the grass and the trees, that Dunyarzad is just a building block of the dream that helps to keep it going.
But personality-wise, she's nothing like the real Dunyarzad.
Puppets
Az
are stiff
biztos.
and can't copy a living person's vitality. After all, they're just there as filler. You know, speaking of which, the old Dunyarzad might not have been too different from a puppet.
Dunyarzad truly believed that she met you within her consciousness, and it was you who inspired her. So you do remember her after all.
Yes. Back then, her family was overly protective of her. No one cared about her personality or thoughts. It was as if she only lived to stall her Elazar. I just gave her a little wisdom so she could look at life in a new way. So that she could be her own person. But even so, she's still
Így is sokat jelentett neki.
far from it. I'm still a long way off from being a real Archon.
Jaj, hogy ez megint olyan válasz volt.
If I were a competent Archon, I wouldn't have let my most faithful follower die at the Sabzeruz festival with so many regrets.
De az, hogy a tudata nincs jelen, az még nem azt jelenti, hogy meghalt.
And theirs alone.
I'm not beating myself up. All I did was to rationally observe the distance between myself and a real Archon.
Jó, de hogy is gyakorolhatnád az Arkon szerepét, hogyha el vagy zárva?
Don't be like that, Nahida. Even real Archons are still allowed to be sad.
To prevent more tragedies like this, we must end the samsara as soon as possible.
Te Puncher, te miért akarsz mindenkit megölni?
How do we do that?
Although the Sabzeruz festival dream is under the Akasha's control, only humans can dream. Even the Akasha is unable to create them. That means this dream belongs to a host who created it.
Huh? So, how should we find that person?
Well, if this is someone's dream, then everything here must come from deep within their consciousness. Which means, with the power of imagination, they can change anything in this dream.
Várj. Nem Colleynek volt valami hasonló problémája?
Imagination? What do you mean by that?
Imagination means breaking through what you perceive as normal.
Mert most arról van szó, hogy valaki álmodja ezt az egészet, tehát van egy host, akiből ered ez az álom, és feltételezem a hostot kell megtalálnunk, a forrást.
However, if you're the dream's host and you become aware that you're dreaming, when you imagine gold and mora on the plate, the dream will respond in kind, and the server really will bring you gold and mora. But right now, our host is unaware that this is a dream. No matter how many times they're served, it will always be food.
Huh.
Find some way to make that person realize that they're dreaming. Usually, once that happens, the person will wake up and the dream samsara will be broken.
Az kemény.
How are we going to find them, though? If it could be anyone, it'd be like looking for a needle in a haystack.
Yeah.
And even if we did find them, how are we supposed to make them realize they're dreaming? After all, like you said, don't wake a sleepwalker.
It's extremely difficult, yes. but the only ones who can do it are you two. Remember, everything you've achieved up to this point has all been for the sake of finding the host and ending the samsara.
Az igaz.
As for me, during this time, I'll be out of town.
Out of town? Are you
Azt hogy
going to
érted?
that place full of dreams where the traveler went?
Yes. I want to try something. There must still be a small wisp of possibility. Hurry and go. Dreams are supposed to be fantastical, romantic, and full of pleasant surprises. Unnecessary things like this samsara need to end.
Paimon's still a little upset that we've come this far only for Dunyarzad to... She was such a good person, with such a simple wish. Yeah, saving Dunyarzad is what kept us going this whole time.
Én még mindig nem mondanám azt, hogy meghalt. Mert most azért tűnt el az ágyról, mert Nahida leírása szerint a tudata megszűnt létezni, de hogyha olyan súlyos a betegsége, attól még megszűnhet a tudata, vagy eltűnhet a tudata.
Mustn't lose hope, traveler. Dunyarzad would definitely want to see us save everyone
Tehát
else.
ez nem egyenesen arányos azzal, hogy ő meghalt. Az én fejemben, jó mondjuk kérdés, mert ugye ez egy más világ.
Feels like it would be easier to control it that way, no?
Nem valószínű. Valószínűleg hamar, mivel hogyha közülük való lenne, aki álmodik, akkor ugye az hamar rájönne, meg könnyebben rá lehetne beszélni, hogy ő az álmodó. Tehát egy teljesen gyanútlan ember lenne a jobb megoldás nekik.
That's true. Plus, the sages probably weren't counting on there being other factors beyond their control, like Nahida and us. So, who do you think the host of the dream is?
Biztos vagyok benne, hogy nem Ferris. Itt meg nem tudom, kire gondolunk. Akinek a furcsa öltözéke van?
Oh, that would make sense. Ferris.
Ja, hogy ugyanúgy Ferrisre gondolsz. Jó van, oké. De... Biztos vagyok benne, hogy nem ő az. 100%. Ezt most garantálom, hogy nem ő álmodja ezt az egészet. Nincs oda waypointom? Még ez is közelebbi. Nem, a másik. Állandóan átrohangálni itt a pincén.
You're back.
De most így végig fogunk menni az embereken, és mindenkit megpróbálunk meggyőzni, hogy ő most álmodik?
Everything's fine. Just it's a little hard to explain. Would you mind taking part in a little experiment with us?
An experiment? That came out of nowhere. I'm listening, though. What do you need me to do?
Could you make a wish?
Képzeld el, hogy a kívánságod a szemed előtt válik valóra.
You want me to make a wish? Is that a new Sabzeruz festival tradition or something?
Last questions! We're wishing!
Okay. Oh, my wish. My wish. Okay. I'm a little nervous saying this out loud, but I want Miss Dunyarzad to be happy.
Oh.
I noticed earlier that she looked a bit down, and she wasn't really talking to anyone. She just doesn't seem like herself. She's always so gentle and kind, and all the kids love her. I've also wondered if the reason she asked me to be fairest Knight of Flowers is because I'm special to her, or something.
So, you have a crush on Dunyarzad?
Oh, is it that obvious? After what I just said, I guess it is. When she placed the hat of the Knight of Flowers onto my head, she said to me, I want everyone to have a happy Sabzeruz festival. What she didn't realize was that I'm not that interested in how everyone else feels. In that moment, I just wanted to be her Knight of Flowers for the rest of my life. 50 years, 100 years, I'll serve her till the end of time. Okay, yeah, that was a bit much. Felt like the right moment to get it off my chest, but that was pretty embarrassing. Okay, I'm ready to make my wish. I would like Miss Dunyarzad to appear in front of me right now with a smile on her face. Here goes.
Please come true.
Biztos, hogy nem.
I'm gonna open my eyes. Oh, you're...
What?
Faki? Sorry, but only one portion of Yalda candies per person. Back home you go.
Hát az honnan került ide?
Nice try, you two. Anyway, never mind. I don't need to see her appear right in front of me. As long as she's happy.
Guess he isn't the host of this dream after all. Should have expected it wouldn't be this easy.
Hát ezt én megmondtam volna előre, Paimon.
It seems like everyone who knows Dunyarzad loves her. But none of them has any idea that she...
My lady, step back.
That sounds like Dia! Oh, right. This is when Dunyarzad bumps into the kidnappers.
Most én tanítom őket leckére.
Huh? But Dia can handle them. Hey,
Mondjuk ezt nem próbáltuk még, hogy mi verjük el őket. Jesus, rossz gond. Hol vagy? Ez is egy érdekes kísérlet.
Oh, it's you. Great timing. Please take...
Vidd Dunyarzadot és menj.
Hey, this is my job. The homie Yannis pay me, not you.
Menj.
Fine, alright. Knock yourself out. Why are you so worked up anyway? It's not like I don't trust your fighting skills.
De ez kicsit olyan, mint hogyha érzékelnék, hogy rengeteg volt a párbeszéd, meg nagyon story heavy volt az egész, és akkor most meg kell csinálni valamit, hogy most ő harcolhasson.
Anyway, watch yourself.
Mintha előre olvastak volna a játékosok gondolataiban.
Suit yourself. You're going down.
Nope.
Watch out! Shower me with praise!
I'll be back.
Gyertek, nem jöttök? Ja, te meg ott bújsz. Oh, hello. Na hát, valahogy sejtettem, hogy nem lesz egy nagy csata.
Were you just taking your anger out on those guys?
Magamra vagyok mérges.
You and Nahida both. Dunyarzad wouldn't want to see you two like this. Oh, and speaking of her, Paimon just remembered something. Remember how during the first Sabzeruz festival, before the Samsara started, we came here with Dunyarzad because she wanted to pick something up? She said it was because she had forgotten something.
Igen, emlékszem rá.
Okay, so Paimon's memory is working so far. Anyway, Paimon also remembers that she is staying somewhere around here. She pointed it out to us the night before the Sabzeruz festival.
Lehet, hogy lesz belőle pár nyomunk.
Yeah, even if it's only a tiny clue, it'll probably still help us more than this needle in a haystack search.
Okay.
This is the place. It's rude to enter other people's spaces without permission, but desperate times call for desperate measures.
Ja, felrúgjuk ma ezt az álmot.
Okay, Paimon's gonna take a peek inside.
Valamit kihoz
This was
Paimon.
only a temporary residence, so there was pretty much nothing inside except this book on the table. Should we
Egy
open it?
könyvet. Oh. Dunyazárd írt nekünk le történeteket. Amik arra utalnak, hogy Lesser Lord Kusanagi, azaz Nahida, valóban jelen van.
Thinking of us even while we were away, even though she was also busy preparing for the Sabzeruz festival and had all her health problems to worry about. She must have wanted to give this to us as a gift on the day of the Sabzeruz festival, right? If we hadn't found this book, we never would have known. But now that we know, we can't even thank her. Hey, where are you off to now?
Nyáu! Basszus, hogy mindig mellé nyúlok. Oh shit. De már megint... jó, teleport. Elegem van már ebből az ide-oda rohangálásból. Mindig ugyanazon az útvonalon.
It's Dunyarzad's puppet. Traveler? You must be exhausted. Come to think of it,
Bolond vagy te, Pancser.
really, really
Téged kell
long
megenni.
Heck, even the last time we were chatting happily with Dunyarzad feels like an eternity ago.
Ja, az elején még ilyen tök jó kedvű volt. Mielőtt romlott az állapota.
Paimon still remembers when we were sitting here, and the way her eyes sparkled when she talked about Nilu's dance of Sabzeruz.
Már alig emlékszem rá.
There will always be frustrations in life, but I know that the point of living is not to leave behind any regrets.
That was what the real Dunyarzad said, wasn't it? Does that mean...
Yes, Traveler. What is it?
Oh, so she's still just a puppet. But just now, how come...
Menjünk! Bármiről is van szó. Megnézzük a táncot. Az állandó miszklik. Most már idegesít, hogy itt csillog ez a vacak. Már annyiszor elmentünk mellette, hogy már kezdett bosszantani. Tényleg mi van, ha a Sage-et nyakon szorom? Nem hiszem, hogy bármi változtat, de annak mondjuk neki esnék.
If you continue to resist, we will have to order an investigation into every single event organizer. The Grand Sage has already granted you much leniency. I advise that you exercise tact.
How did things turn out like this?
Nem tudom, változtat-e bármit, hogyha mi kommunikálunk velük.
Traveler? You don't have to get involved. He's a sage from the academia. I don't want to drag you into this.
Traveler?
Traveler? What the heck are you doing? If you get arrested by the academia, that's another day gone to waste.
Attól nem félek. What the fuck?
They're not reacting. Have they been scared stiff?
Ők is bábok. Nyilván.
If this is the sage's plan, they wouldn't put themselves through this. So they're just substitutes.
Ugyanakkor arra reagáltak, hogy Traveler.
What happened to the Grand Sage and his entourage?
Mi van ezekkel a virágokkal? Volt szó virágokról, csak már régen volt.
They symbolize the goddess of flowers. It's just a shame that all the real body stars went extinct after her death.
Tényleg!
Yes,
Kihaltak ezek a
the Greater
virágok.
Lord brought forth new Padisaras in memory.
És most mégis ott vannak az álomban. Tehát olyan álmodik, aki tud erről, hogy kihaltak a
These
padisarák.
flowers real Padisaras? Just like the ones from the legend? I didn't even notice.
Nilu álmodik, bazd meg!
But didn't you just say all the real flowers went extinct after the goddess of
Nilu
flowers passed away?
álmodik!
So
Há!
Yeah. What's going on here?
Nilu, csukd be a szemed.
Uh-huh.
Képzeld el, hogy a Grand Sage és a kísérője nincsenek itt.
You guys are acting weird. But okay, I'll try. Hey!
they disappeared. So Nilu's the host. What a surprise! Purple Padisaras don't exist in the real world anymore. But in Nilu's subconscious, they
Öcsém,
appear as decorations on the stage.
erre nem gondoltam.
It's just like the
Egész
example
idáig.
Nikita told us. People assume
Mondjuk
there will be
nem is
food on
tudom
a
miért
plate, and Nilu
Collejjel
assumed there would
hoztam
be real
kapcsolatba a
Padisaras
dolgot,
in the
amikor
flower
neki
pot.
igazából semmi köze ahhoz, amik Sumeru City-ben történnek. Nem tudom ezt honnan mondtam, ezt a kapcsolatot.
So when you saw the flowers, you instantly knew it was Nilu?
Ja,
But if we want to end the samsara, we need the host to become aware that they're dreaming. How should we make Nilu realize that?
Am I dreaming?
Huh?
miből gondolod?
So I'm right. Is this Lesser Lord Kusanali responding to our celebration of the Sabzeruz festival?
Wrong guess, but you aren't completely wrong either. The point is, what made you think this is a dream? As far as you know, people in Sumeru don't dream, right?
Yeah, but have you heard the tale of the first sage? To prevent a calamity, he went on a journey to find the Dendro Archon.
Ooh, sounds familiar. Dunyarzad told us a story like that when we first arrived in Sumeru City. So it was about the first sage, huh?
Yep, but in the part you heard, he hadn't become the first sage yet. There's more to the story. His piety and wisdom were acknowledged by the Dendro Archon, and she finally gave her blessing to him. All kinds of spectacular scenes appeared in front of the first sage, as if all the knowledge in the world was being painted onto a canvas right before him. He was captivated. After who knows how long, he mastered all the knowledge he could comprehend. Afterward, he said to the Dendro Archon, "I miss my parents, my wife, and my children. I've been away from home for far too long. They must be worried." The Dendro Archon smiled. The next second, the sage found himself lying in his bed, as if he had just woken up from a dream. His wife, lying next to him, said, "You're off to search for the Dendro Archon today, aren't you? Have a safe journey, my love." In the end, the first sage took care of many disasters in Sumeru City, and founded the Academia. What a happy ending.
So, the first sage was dreaming ever since the beginning of the story? He never went on his journey?
Yes. But his faith and determination were conveyed to the Dendro Archon, so she blessed him in the form of a dream.
Paimon understands where you're coming from now. That's a really interesting connection. But we really gotta wake up soon, like the sage in the story!
Hát most, hogy Nilu is tud róla, hogy álmodik, elméletileg véget kérne érni az álomnak.
I see. Well, it just so happens that today's Sabzeruz festival is almost over too. Since we're in a dream, let's make this final dance of Sabzeruz as beautiful as we can.
Az nem kifejezés, hogy a long time. Ezt már nagyon régóta vártam. Ja, és mivel tudja, hogy álmodik, ezért most olyan azt manifestál, amit akar
The wait is
a
over,
tánc
everyone.
közben.
I dedicate this to our god, the dance of Sabzeruz.
Már úgy értem, hogy olyan effekteket. Meg... Tehát lényegében bármire képes, mivel tudja, hogy álmodik.
I'd be lying if I said I had no regrets. I would have loved to see Nilu's dance.
Álmában biztos. És közben megszűnik az álom létezni. Lebomlik az egész. Minek hívták? Nem tudom, minek hívták az elején. Nem semmi. Hát jó komplex volt, az biztos. Ez a történetszál.
Good morning, traveler. Oh, Paimon feels like she's been asleep for the longest time.
Hát jó reggelt neked is, Paimon. Azt szerintem nem véletlenül érzed úgy.
Did we oversleep? Do you even remember going to sleep last night? Paimon thinks it was after the Sabzeruz festival. The Sabzeruz festival! Have we finally escaped from the Sabzeruz samsara? Quick! Take off your Akasha terminal!
Hát megnézzük, mi van Dunyarszáddal.
She's not in her room. What happened?
Menjünk a szokásos helyre.
What usual spot?
Paimon, már el is felejtetted? Dunyarzad nem ártott senkinek. Ne legyél már ilyen vele. Mondtam én, hogy nem halt meg!
Well done, Traveler and Paimon. And thank you, Dunyarzad, for organizing the Sabzeruz festival for me.
Ez most jól összezavart. Tehát Nahida Catherine alakjában jelent meg, de ott is van a kérdője.
I'm sorry, who are...
Dunyarzad! You're okay! Oh, don't scare us like that!
Oh, Traveler Paimon. I have something amazing to tell you. I just had a dream. And I saw Nilu performing the dance of Sabzeruz.
Jé, mik vannak? Jé, befejeztük a kettőt. Jeez. Mit kaptunk? Ó, Constellation-t kaptunk, jó, de jó. Én mondtam, hogy túléli. Éreztem, hogy ez félrevezetés, ami zajlik.
Paimon felt like Catherine was acting weird when we met at the Sabzeruz festival. And Dunyarzad, did you save her?
It's a really long story. We shouldn't disturb her. Her consciousness is still weakened. Let's chat somewhere else. How about by the Traveler's favorite bench?
Szóval ugyanúgy beragadtunk ugyanazokra a helyekre. Basszus, valaki szalonnát süt, meg fogok őrülni. Olyan jó illatokat csinált valamelyik szomszédom.
I left the city and saw what the Traveler had described. Among the countless dreams, I found one that was growing fainter and fainter. This proved my suspicion. Once Dunyarzad could no longer bear the Akasha harvesting her dreams, her consciousness began to dissipate. But this also meant it escaped the Akasha's control.
Ezt mondtam.
Such a small fragment of consciousness can't last for very long, though. it will return to its original dream, where both will gradually fade until they completely disappear. I used all the power I had to keep her dying dream alive as long as possible. But it still wouldn't have lasted for much longer if it hadn't been for you two breaking the samsara.
So it looks like we did manage to save Dunyarzad in the end. And not a moment too soon.
Happy ending.
Why are you two smiling so happily? I thought you'd be so moved that you'd start crying. I need to spend more time observing human emotions.
Both are fine. Everyone reacts differently.
All right. You two must have a lot of other questions for me, right? After all, you saved my faithful believer. As your reward, I will answer any and all questions.
Amit az Avidia Forestben, vagyis erdőben láttam az
At the
álmomban.
Avidia Forest, there was this incense that made the traveler fall unconscious and dream of a huge tree and a red sky.
You also heard someone's voice, right? It said world and forget me.
Yeah, so you do know. We've been wanting to ask you what that was about, and if the red sky was related to Conria.
It seems like the traveler established a connection to Irminsul. That was a message left by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's residual consciousness in Irminsul. Perhaps her last memory before she died. As you two probably know, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared after the disaster in Conria. The timings of these events do line up, so your suspicions are reasonable.
A message from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata? We thought it was from King Deshret.
Én nem gondoltam azt
King
soha.
Deshret? That god
Én azt
who died
gondoltam,
even
hogy vagy
longer ago?
Rukkhadevata, vagy Kusanari.
Some present-day desert dwellers still worship him. You probably just heard some of their conspiracies.
Okay,
Az mondjuk tény.
so what does the message mean?
I still haven't managed to decipher it. Even the Akasha isn't currently capable of doing that. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's residual consciousness in Irminsul seems to be contaminated with something that has a very dangerous aura to it. Many devoted scholars go mad as soon as they connect their consciousness. I've warned the Academia about this many times, but people still keep falling victim to it. But I believe this is the key to saving Irminsul. That's why I've kept trying to decipher it.
So the tree in the vision was Irminsul? Oh, Tainari also said that Irminsul is sick. Is it because of the contaminated consciousness? But even if you can't figure out what that vision was all about, it seems like our search for you was all in vain.
The traveler wasn't affected after coming in contact with that consciousness. I've never seen anyone like that. With you here, we may have a chance at deciphering it. No, we must decipher its secrets. I've already eliminated all other factors that might affect Irminsul. This is the only one left. This puzzle has life and death at stake. It could determine Irminsul's fate, as well as Tevat's.
Miért nézel ki úgy, mint Catherine?
To be accurate, I'm using the Akasha as a medium to occupy Catherine's consciousness.
How did you do that? Poor Catherine.
Van belőle elég.
Does this mean you can also occupy other people's consciousnesses?
Hát még olvasni is tud benne.
Theoretically, I can enter anyone's mind as long as they're wearing their Akasha terminal. The Akasha is the legacy of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. As Lesser Lord Kusanali and the first Akasha terminal, my consciousness has always been linked to the Akasha. I've always respected my people's free will, so I've never actually occupied their consciousness. When necessary, I just borrow this bionic Snezhnayan puppet.
Snezhnayan! Ezt se gondoltam volna. Olyan biztos voltam benne, hogy valahol, vagy az akadémia fejlesztette ki, vagy Fontaineben hozták létre.
Hold on. Did we just learn some deep dark? So Catherine is... No wonder Paimon felt something was off about her. What about your own body? Why do you need to borrow other people's? Don't you live in the sanctuary of Surasthana?
És de akkor jelek szerint Snezhnaya is erősen technológiailag fejlett hely lesz.
That story begins a long
Hogyha
time
onnan
ago.
származik.
After Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared, the sages found my newly born self and took me back to Sumeru. At that time, I was young and weak. The sages kept me in the sanctuary of Suristhana, ostensibly for the sake of protecting me. But I've hardly heard from them since. However, I do understand that they had hoped to find Greater Lord Rukkhadevata instead of me, a symbol of her passing.
So, the sages basically put their new Archon under house arrest? How dare they!
Ezen vagyok én is kibukva.
Teach them a lesson, Nahida!
In some ways, they aren't wrong. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata was omniscient and omnipotent. Even after her death, the Akasha is still empowering this nation.
Nem tudom, én akkor is végigverném az egész akadémiát.
I'm still really far away from being able to call myself the God of Wisdom. Moreover, the Academia is also more proficient at governing this country. My existence has little meaning.
Hát az én szememben már most egy kitűnő arkon vagy.
Yeah, you got a lot of believers. Just look at the Sabzeruz festival. Everyone who showed up truly loves you.
Thank you for the kind words. But I honestly don't need physical freedom as long as I can connect my consciousness to the Akasha. Trying to find a way to save Irminsul is my life's mission and top priority. I will work on that, and try to live up to being a deity in the meantime. Every once in a while, I will also take up the duties of the God of Wisdom and enlighten a lost soul here and there.
És mik lehetnek a Sage tervei?
There's never been any big problems with the Academia's governance of Sumeru. This is the first time I've seen them step out of line. I wonder what caused them to go down this path, and what they hope to achieve.
Hát most amit tudunk, hogy Dottore is, és Scaramouche is itt van a városban. Azt nem tudom, hogy kapcsolódik össze az egész, de biztos, hogy valamelyiknek köze van hozzá.
The situation could have become dire. I tried to do some investigating in the Akasha, but I couldn't find anything suspicious. And all the people of interest seem to purposely avoid wearing their Akasha terminals. I think they're deliberately trying to hide something.
That
reminds Paimon. In Gandharvaville, there was a sage who had invited Tainari to join some kind of project. Could it be related?
Regardless, I need to first investigate the sage's motives, make things right, and punish them if needed. But I'll have to be discreet, or they'll see me coming.
Senkinek nem tűnt fel, hogy probléma van az Akashával?
You mean how the Akasha stops you from having dreams?
Yeah, it's been such a long time. No one's noticed something's up?
It's not that no one noticed. It's more like no one cared. Ultimately, it's all rooted in the sage's misdirection.
Misdirection?
The sages convinced everyone to believe that being unable to dream is a sign of rationality and wisdom. Not dreaming is a badge of honor in Sumeru. Even if the truth is that their dreams are being reaped by the Akasha. With their propaganda in place, the sages can maximize their use of the Akasha to facilitate their research. Besides, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata must have created the Akasha in the hopes that it could be used to its full potential. That's why I've never come out strongly against this. Anyway,
Hát biztos, hogy Rukkhadevata nem ezt tervezte az Akashával.
By now, even those who never use Akasha terminals find it too shameful and embarrassing to talk about their dreams.
Nincs több kérdésem.
I hope my answers were satisfactory, seekers of knowledge.
Végül is tanultunk, az biztos.
Maintaining Dunyarzad's fading dream took a lot of mental energy. I think I may need to rest for a while. Oh, and you don't need to worry too much about the sage's activities for now. The Akasha won't be able to conduct another project on the scale of the Sabzeruz Samsara in the immediate future. Go and get
Azt örömmel hallom.
Leave everything to us.
What a relief. This is truly the most exhausting birthday I've ever had.
Azt gondolom, jó hosszú születésnap volt.
Traveler? Paimon? Why am I here? Do either of you know?
Maybe you were sleepwalking. You know you can't wake up a sleepwalker. we happened to walk by, so we thought we'd wait for you to wake up.
Az szép volt, Paimon.
I see. Huh. I should visit my maintenance personnel sometime. Oh, I'm fine. I better go. Thank you.
A viszontlátásra.
We spent quite some time in Sumeru City, but ever since we last said goodbye to Lesser Lord Kusanali, we haven't heard anything from her. Oh,
Effendi.
we can't
Wait.
just keep waiting around like this.
Effendi?
Ad Astra Avisask. We meet again, you two.
Hi, Catherine. Do you have any commissions for us today?
Commissions, huh? Let me think. Oh, how about this? Please attend the Academia's Academic Symposium this afternoon and recite a love poem on stage.
Wait, say what now?
Érdekes küldetés.
And if possible, please also use your camera to capture the reaction of the audience upon finishing the poem.
Huh? What kind of commission is that?
I see. It appears that you're not interested in this commission. In that case, please go to Port Ormos and convince the Eremites there to spend some time volunteering at the local orphanage.
What?
Hey, that's not any better.
Nem hiszem, hogy... Nem hiszem, hogy jó ötlet. Tehát azért... mi a fenét felbérelt harcosokat bevinni az árvaházba, jótékonykodni, én valahogy nem tartom jó ötletnek.
I'm sure the mercenaries will have some interesting reactions as well.
Hát, abba biztos látsz. És azt is fényképezzük le?
Exactly has been submitting these commissions to the Adventurers Guild.
Oh, the commissioner? Well, actually, I just wanted to see the two of you in action.
Szóval nem Catherine vagy.
Was it so obvious?
Jól utánoztad a hangját.
I was hoping you would actually take one of those commissions. That kind of chance to observe humans doesn't come by often.
Ah, so it's Nahida. Paimon just knew Catherine wouldn't crack those kinds of jokes. When did you get into her head?
From when she said, Ad Astra Abisask.
So it's been you this whole time? Are you done resting up, Nahida?
Yes. I've been sleeping ever since we parted ways, and I even had a really, really long dream.
Szóval az akassa nem veszi el az istenek álmait?
It was another dream about the Sabzeruz festival, except it was a happy one. In my dream, I was sitting in the middle of a flower terrace, and everyone in Sumeru City was holding hands as they danced in circles around me. They danced round and round, and everyone looked really happy. I also got to sit on a gigantic flower carriage. Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, raised me really, really high above the ground, and I was throwing an endless amount of Yalda candies at the children.
You know, Nahida, maybe your dream is how the Sabzeruz festival really should be. It's meant to be
És ilyen is
time where
volt
everyone
az
gets
event
together
alatt.
to celebrate your birthday.
Huh? Wasn't I describing a really happy dream? Why are you both looking at me like that? Wait, could this be an example of the emotion known as pity?
No, we aren't pitying you. That would only make everything worse. We just don't want you to feel too sad. By the way, have you had a chance to visit Dunyarzad? How's she doing? The Homianis haven't allowed any visitors after the festival, so we haven't been able to check on her.
Yes, I paid her a visit right after I woke up. She was resting at the time. Her condition is stabilized. However, since Elazar is a manifestation of the withering on the human body, we can only cure it by finding a way to take care of Irminsol's own withering. But for the moment, our top focus should still be figuring out what the sages are up to and what they're planning.
Right. Who knows what'll happen if they manage to pull off another scheme like the Samsara of the Sabzeruz festival.
So our first priority should be investigating and putting a stop to the sages' activities. As for how we should pull that off, let's discuss it somewhere else. There are too many adventurers around here.
Oh,
Csak még
good
ketten
point.
vagyunk itt.
Sorry, adventurers. We're gonna be borrowing Catherine for a little while.
Fuck. Csodálatos. Ó, nem megyünk messzire.
Let's continue our chat here.
Okay, so do you have any ideas on how we can investigate the sages, Nahida?
Actually, I've already done a little bit of work on that. But for now, I want to hear your thoughts.
De jó. De jó. Kint, ahogy lépek egyet, nekem kell válaszolnom. Jó van, Nahida, jövök, nyugalom. Mász bele egy fontos emberbe az akadémián
I've
belül.
already tried that, but all the key members of the academia, even the core 30 guards, intentionally avoid wearing their Akasha terminals. It seems that from the very beginning, they've been guarding against info leaks from the Akasha. Of course, it could also be because they're wary of me.
Have you already caught the sage's attention?
I'm guessing not yet, but distrusting me would make perfect sense if they've ever paid attention to the urban legends about me. In any case, I probably can't take over their minds directly.
Akkor átvenni az irányítást egy diák fölött, és úgy bejutni a Sage területére.
No way, that's too risky.
You mean it'd be too easy to get caught?
No, it's not that. We shouldn't involve innocent students in this. A single mistake could completely ruin their lives. Doing that would be ignoring the safety of my people for my own selfish goals. How is that any different from what the sages are doing?
Teljesen jogos.
That's a good point. Spoken like the god of Sumeru.
Elkaphatnánk valakit a Sage-ek közeléből és kikérdezhetnénk.
We're in the dark as of now. Since we still don't know anything about their goals, any rash move could tip them off and lead to terrible consequences. After all, every person in Sumeru City is one of their hostages.
Hát nincs sebb ötletem.
Are we really out of ideas? Nahida, you're super smart, so you already have something in mind, right? Don't keep us in suspense. Spill the beans already.
According to a popular theory from the Vahumana Darshan of the Academia, rejecting impractical motions at the beginning of a planning session will give more weight to the actual proposal.
Okay, but aren't you the god of wisdom? You don't have to use that kind of gimmick to make us take your ideas seriously.
Well, I've been thinking that if I can't directly possess the leaders, and if I can't get ordinary people involved, then I should find someone who's already involved, but hasn't decided to side with the sages.
Ó, mégpedig?
You're saying we should recruit a spy? That does sound like it could work. Oh, before coming back, we met someone named Alhaitham. He seems like he acts alone, and he likes doing stuff behind the Academia's back. They probably aren't in cahoots.
Actually, I already have someone in mind. Do you still remember that
Ez egy
female
ilyen
scholar named
beszédes epizód.
Sitaria?
Sitaria. Paimon remembers now. Isn't she the one who's always trailing behind the Grand Sage of the Academia? We ran into her basically every time the Sabzeruz festival repeated itself. You could even say we're old enemies by now. Paimon still remembers the smug and mean way she always spoke to Nilu.
I've always liked observing all kinds of people, and Sitaria has always stood out from the crowd. She was born in the desert and was hailed as their greatest genius. Her academic gifts allowed her special admission into the academia, and also gave her the opportunity to serve as the sage's assistant.
Oh, Paimon didn't know she was from the desert. She must be pretty special then. Paimon feels like most of the desert dwellers around the city are working as mercenaries.
The name Sitaria means star. When she lived in the desert, she shone like the brightest star in the night sky. Later on, she was chosen by the sun. The star was given a place in the daytime sky to complement the sun's dazzling light.
I see. A sage a nap, ő meg a csillag.
Soon after,
Igaz, hogy mind a
the
kettő
star
csillag
witnessed the sun
valójában, de...
scorching the earth, which brought forth many disasters. The star began to waver. Instead of staying beside such a sun, wouldn't it be better to return and light up part of the night sky? But in the end, she couldn't give up the radiance of daytime. To cope with her shame, the star buried her guilt and closed her eyes.
Ez már nem csak egy metafora.
From the sound of it, Sataria's just hung up on the research opportunities here. But she doesn't really support the academia. She still feels guilty about not doing more for the desert, right? She's just running away from her problems.
Indeed. When they are presented with complex moral issues, many people will simply plug their ears and go with the flow until the problem can't be fixed anymore. She's suppressing a lot of guilt. But before she realized it, she had already become the sage's accomplice. She can't deny her part in their schemes anymore.
Úgy hangzik, mint akire pont most szükségünk lenne.
We must somehow make her face her problems again. That way, not only can we get useful intel from her, but she can also use it as an opportunity to redeem herself. From my past observations, Sataria will take a day off from the academia every 10 days to do some shopping in the city. Tomorrow afternoon just happens to be a shopping day for her. That'll be our chance. To prepare, let's go check out some of her favorite spots, and have a quick chat with a few of the vendors there.
Remek. Oh. Kőkemény 40, rezinamban az nem sok.
This should be Sataria's favorite fortune-telling spot.
So should we ask the fortune teller about Sataria?
No, I already have enough information on Sataria. The most important thing now is for you to pay attention to the vendor's talking style and key characteristics.
Talking style and key characteristics?
My poor lost lambs. Have you become troubled over your fates? The divine voice of
Ez nem az a gyerek, akit a álomba is láttam.
If thou be blessed today by the gods,
nem emlékszem, mi volt annak a neve.
Huh? Really? Nahida, you've been whispering things to her?
Shh! My friend here has some doubts regarding her future. Can we get a fortune reading for her?
Of course, of course. In that case... It would seem that Harut and Marut are quite wary of you. Perhaps, at some time in the past, you have somehow offended the gods.
Only mocking the god of Animo, questioning the lord of Geo's financial savviness, and brawling with the god of Electro. Do those count?
Oh, nothing. Go on, pick an aspect for her to divine.
Egészség.
Health prospects. No problem at all. The gods have spoken. The truth shall be revealed. Your life shall continue on for many tens of thousands of years.
És valódi jövendőmondó.
Harut, Marut, did you two spoil my divination? I've never read a fortune so absurd.
Actually, Paimon thinks this is probably the most accurate fortune-telling you've ever done.
I admit that the orientation of today's celestial matrix is suboptimal. As such, there will be no charge.
Is that so? Well, that can't be helped.
If you were to bring some food offerings for Harut and Marut on your next visit, perhaps they could help you reverse the wheels of fate.
Oké. Hát elég különlegesek vagyunk, hogy éljünk 10.000 évig, meg sok 10.000 évig. Főleg, hogy azt se tudjuk egyébként, hogy hány évesek vagyunk. Nem emlékszem. A Traveler leírásában benne van, ezután megnézem, ha nem felejtem el. Mert ugye rengeteg világon átutaztunk már, mielőtt ide tévedtünk.
When I start talking with him, listen carefully to the details of our conversation.
Ah, dear customers. Would you like to look at some pottery?
We caught wind of your great craftsmanship, so we specifically came to take a look.
Oh, I recognize you. Aren't you Miss Catherine from the Adventurers Guild? Sounds like I'm in for some big business.
Speaking of, where did you learn this trade?
I suppose you could say it all started with my dad. He's a mason by trade, but I picked up an interest in clay while apprenticing for him. After that, I began making pottery by myself in secret. And I simply changed trades when my works turned out well. Although it's a pity that I'm no longer making much use of the knowledge provided to me by the Akasha.
That's nice. You're making a living doing something you love.
So is your father still working as a mason?
Oh no, not anymore. A few years back, he fell from a roof and broke his leg.
Oops.
Since he had already saved enough mora over all these years, he's just enjoying the retired life in Port Ormos nowadays.
I see. We wish him peace and happiness in his retirement. I'll have someone in charge of logistics at the guild come by another day for some goods. We'll leave you to it. Take care now.
No problem. Rest easy, all our goods are sure to meet your every need.
Ezt gondolom. Minden kereskedő ezt mondja.
This should be our final stop. Sataria's always thinking of this restaurant when she's working at the academia. So she always comes by whenever she's out in the city.
Nahida, you've really thought of everything.
It's my duty to protect Samaria's citizens, after all.
Hi there. I feel like I've seen you down by the docks before.
Huh? Sorry, I don't quite remember.
If I recall, you were having a discussion with someone about shipbuilding at the time.
Ah, that's right. I've always been really interested in feats of marine engineering. After all, I grew up in Liyue Harbor and spent my entire childhood staring at the ships going in and out of the port. I came to Sumeru to study, but failed to make it into the academia due to my lack of talent. But I'm still discussing all kinds of problems with different scholars, and I'm continuing to study and perform research from the restaurant's basement. I'm sure I'll get into the academia after their next round of exams.
What an admirable spirit for learning. Amazing.
Sure, but you'll find hardworking people wherever you go.
So this restaurant has a basement as well? Huh. First I've heard of it.
That's right. It's not usually open to patrons. Most of the time, employees use it for breaks or to hold private events.
I see. Yes, that makes sense. Well, good luck with your studies, Miss Chishan.
Thank you so much. As long as I can make it into the academia as an official student, I'll be happy.
Nem teljesen értem, hogy mi volt a célunk ezzel a információgyűjtéssel. Főleg, hogy Nahida mindent tudott eddig is, azt leszámítva, hogy van ott egy pince meg, hogy építész volt vagyis Faszinak az apja volt. Az meg mi az? Mason. Köműves.
Three familiar faces should be enough for Sataria.
What's the point of all the
Igen.
information we've collected? Nahida,
Én is ezt kérdezem.
told us how you're planning to make Sataria face her problems.
Sataria is already used to avoiding her problems, so we must find a way to break through her usual sensibilities. I remember you mentioned that the Eremites in Port Ormuz are all making a fuss about the upcoming resurrection of King Deshret. Although it's all just a boatload of nonsense, the fate of her homeland may turn out to be Sataria's soft spot.
Oh, Paimon gets it now! You want to take advantage of the guilt Sataria feels about her homeland. Although she knows she should return home to help the people of the desert, all she's done is conspire with the sages.
Ha King Deshret kritizálná Sataria viselkedését,
So, how do we set that up?
Well, King Deshret is long gone, and Sataria is also too smart to fall for any simple tricks. If we simply engaged her under the guise of King Deshret's believers, she would definitely be weary of us, and we may not get anywhere. But if we were to borrow some of her close acquaintances to talk with her, her reaction would probably be very different.
So, you mean you're going to possess those people we just talked to?
Yep. Possess them through the Akasha. Imply they've already converted to the faith of King Deshret, and then convey our made-up will of King Deshret. As long as everything goes smoothly, we'll get through to Sataria for sure. She'll never guess that we had anything to do with it.
az szép.
So that's how you're going to use all the info we collected
Micsoda
on these
terveket
people,
szőna
so
ide.
that you won't slip up and break form. Possessing them will only work if you can manage to pass off as them.
Exactly. So, best of luck with impersonating them.
Huh?
De miért?
We don't know how to possess anyone.
That's no problem at all. I'll just share all their senses with you once I've possessed them. As long as you're also wearing an Akasha terminal, the effect will basically be as if you've possessed them yourself.
Huh. That is pretty
Érdekes.
convenient. But why does she have to do this? Can't you do it yourself?
Although I've been observing humans for a while, I've never been good at imitating them.
Ahhoz képest Catherine-nel egész jó boldogultál, attól függetlenül, hogy hülyeségeket beszéltél. Ha azt nem vesszük figyelembe, akkor...
It's always been painfully obvious whenever you try to pass as Catherine.
Hát jó.
If it was at all possible, I would have preferred to leave these people alone. But seeing how things are now, I probably should just accept it and push on.
Yeah, don't beat yourself up over it. We're only doing this to help everyone, and we'll only be borrowing them for a little while anyway.
Alright, then let's give it a go tomorrow afternoon.
Hűha. Jó. Mivel úgyis időre megy, szerintem most eddig mentünk az Archon Quest-tel. Így is rengeteg információ zúdult ránk, meg nagyon hosszú volt az álom, nem tudom, elfelejtettem a nevét, valami S-betűs volt, de nem akarok hülyeséget mondani, és inkább nem mondom ki, úgyhogy gyorsan teszek egy kísérletet még így farmolásra a végén. Hát, ha elmákolunk valamit, bár abszolút nincsenek reményeim. Adjál egy ilyet, mert 28-ról letoltam már 3-ra, ahányszor farmoltam. Persze! Aztán a végén átnézzük, hogy mik potyogtak. Na jó. Eddig egész jók esnek. Már legalábbis sethez tartozók esnek. Nincs egy árvai jelszom. Beváltunk még egy condensed resint. Aztán visszajövünk még 3 körre. Adj egy Liuét, itt van a legközelebb. Alchemy. Abba kérek egyet. Szuper. És vissza. Még 3 kört megyünk, megnézzük, hogy mit droppolt, bármi használható-e. Azt se tudom, hogy egyáltalán fel tudom-e húzni az artefaktokat, mert nem vagyok most nagyon ellátva. Hogyha értelmeset dob. Az igen, még nem ért földet és nem kapta meg a burstből a pyro sebzést. Rengeteg homokúrát kapok. Oh fuck.
Everybody stand back! Watch out! Get out of here! Coming at you!
De úgy tényleg nagyon kéne már egy ilyeszt, mondjuk ezt már nagyon régóta mondogatom, de még mindig csak és kizárólag Naviára farmolok, mert nem vagyok elégedett vele. Pedig már ideje lenne kicsit a többiekre is ráfókuszálni. What the fuck? Akkor a dörrenés volt fölöttem. Erről lövök egy képet Elizának, csak már ő is szereti küldözgetni, hogyha komoly dropjai vannak. Az kemény 4-et kidobni. Az más dolog, hogy valószínűleg nem ér semmit. Egyet hírelünk. Sárga lootja. Azok a legnagyobb szintű lootok, és 2-esével dobálja alapjáraton ezen a nehézségen. Néha 3-at, de 4-et nekem még soha nem dobott. Na, lássuk, mit keresek. Artifacts. Az nem jó. Nem. Nem, köszönöm. Itt lesz sok új. Nem. 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 Bár nem reménytelen, de miért deffes? Pedig a substatok még használhatók lettek volna. Ezt felhúzzuk 4-esre, hogy mi esik mellé. Nem. Úgy nem. Az nem rossz. Itt mit használok? Itt azt hiszem Attack vagy Energy Recharge kell nekem. Ezt lehet? Ja, de nem ez volt. Várja, melyik volt? Ez volt. Na jó, ebbe investáljunk, nézzük meg. Elemental Mastering, még az is elfogadható. Nem a legjobb, de igazából a 2 crit számít. És Elemental Mastery-t ad. Nem is tudom, tovább menjek-e. Nem, itt megállunk. Hagyom lokkolva, mert hát ha valamelyik másik karakternek jó lesz később. Aztán majd kiderül. Dendro. Ha attack százalék lenne, még el is gondolkodnék rajta. Nem igazán. Mondjuk ez is még valakinek jó lehet, lokkoljuk le. Ez is ha attack százalék lenne, ez egy marha jó goblet lehetne valakinek. Sima attack. Jó, mindegy, próbát megér majd, ha oda jutunk. Egyenlőre ezt is, aztán majd meglátjuk. Azt mondja, hogy def... Az kizárt. Nem Nahidának, de valakinek jó lehet. Jó, hát nem volt egy hasznos kör. Azt mondja, hogy... kaptam egy izét. Nem tudok 9-et beváltani, de mondjuk 4-et beváltunk. De bolond. És akkor most van 45. Király. Gyűjtünk zsonglira továbbra is, bár megmondom őszintén, elgondolkodtam Csaskán. Már néztem az 5.2-ről a tudósítást, és egész jól nézett ki. Nagyon jó kis karakternek tűnik, hát majd még megálmodom a dolgot. Nem tudom, hogy mennyi esélyünk lenne kiszedni. De az a baj, hogy zsonglira mindenképp spórolni akarok. És ő meg utána jön. Na majd meglátjuk, mert az meg decemberben lesz. Bára végeztünk. Az Akt 2-t sikerült befejeznünk. De úgy tudom, az Akt 3 lesz a leghosszabb. Vagy az Akt 3, vagy az Akt 4. Úgyhogy még rengeteg van hátra. A következő alkalommal story questezni fogunk. Azt meg se néztem, hogy kinek a story questjét csináljuk, de ez biztos, hogy valamelyik Inazumás karakter, mert Liyue-nek a végére értünk, ha jól emlékszem. 2 Inazumás story questet fogunk legközelebb lenyomni. Én köszönöm szépen, hogy ma itt voltatok, és csatlakoztatok ehhez az információdús epizódhoz. És szeretettel várlak titeket legközelebb is. Sziasztok!